Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State men's hoops has finalized its coaching staff for the upcoming season. Jamal Walker has been promoted to associate head coach, while former Buckeye William Buford returns as a program assistant, and Dave Richardson as strength and conditioning coach. Buford was a three-time All-Big Ten guard, while Richardson enters his 13th year in his second stint with the program. NFL Illinois lawmakers adjourned without passing a bill to keep the Bears from moving out of Illinois. In a statement, the team said it will decide to move it to its Arlington Heights property or Hammond, Indiana in the late spring, early summer. Tennis 23-time major champ Serena Williams will make her comeback after 4 years off, entering as a doubles wildcard to the HSBC Championships, the warm-up to Wimbledon starting June 6th. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Take a vacation from high interest rates with special rates on balance transfers at BMI Federal Credit Union, bmifcu.org/consolidate.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, here we go. Welcome back. Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Boys, how we doing?
What up? What up? Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Doing well. How are you today on the 1st of June in the year 2026?
Honestly?
Yeah. Be honest with me. I'm here for you.
Not good.
Oh, okay.
No.
What's
It's not
going
good.
on? Talk to me.
I'm a little tired.
Okay.
That's one thing. I missed a 3-foot putt that mattered
It's haunting you right now, isn't it?
yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
And
why did it matter?
I'm probably going to quit the game.
No.
And I'm going to take whatever money I have and run off to the Caribbean and buy up a little beachfront something.
Can I join this?
In the tax-free Cayman Islands.
Yeah,
Certainly you can join.
I'm in.
We'll live like kings for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll smuggle some guns and cigarettes to revolutionaries in South America. And we'll wait, as they did in the past, for Castro to fall so I can return gambling to Cuba, exploiting, like the cutthroats before them, a once proud people. I think that's my plan.
What movie plot are you describing right now?
It's not a movie plot.
Oh.
This is my life that I'm plotting out. Lost a very tough old pal match yesterday. Little Turtle, hats off to Stephen Reed and Todd Hornick, who beat myself and Jeff Stern 1-up on 18. We had a lead. We botched it. They played lights out, came back. This is the title we were defending from last year. And I played fine. I actually played very well. But I missed a 3-foot putt when it mattered.
It's the layup.
And I don't know why. I can assume it's between the ears.
Mm-hmm. It's
I need some sort of a sports psychologist.
Yeah.
I can make anything outside of 10 feet when the expectations are nothing, when you're not supposed to make it. And then the second I'm supposed to make it. Now, I'm not telling you I'll miss every 3-footer.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening. I don't have the yips.
Mm-hmm.
But I hit a ball that that probably was going to go in the cup, I felt like. Like, I felt I was going to hit an ace in competition. And it didn't. And then you wait for everybody for like 8 minutes, and you have to stare down at that damn ball marker for 8 minutes.
Got in your head?
Well, it's quite a long wait.
So you're telling me from the same tee box to that green, the same hole, the range of emotions that you went through of thinking that you may have snagged another hole-in-one.
Yeah.
To just massive disappointment that has haunted you, which I believe, is it safe to assume that the disappointment in that putt led you to a lack of sleep last night?
That's right. That's right. So here's what you could do. You could wait for me to sign my weekly time card, forge my signature on that check, and then take that money, and we can just run off. That's what's going to happen.
You can't run.
And I may, you know what I may do? I may just bail out and go to Zumbizi Bay, pick out some European cut trunks, and just try to become a water slide champ. There has to be a competition there.
Well, or
I'm
maybe
ready
you
for
go
a new
back
sport now.
I think we maybe go back to something that you've already accomplished and are a champion in. Maybe questionable, but you are a hot dog eating champion. That is in your bag. So I think maybe we go back to that. That's what the streets want to see, is you up there at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on national television getting busy.
Trying to extend my life a little bit, not shorten it. I think that would shorten
But
it.
listen, as a good friend of yours, you can't run and hide. You're too good at the sport of golf.
No.
And this isn't the Anthony
Very
Rothman
average.
way. You're dedicated. You're hardworking. So feel bad about it. I'm going to give you a day. I'm going to give you a day. This is Memorial Week. There's so much golf love in the air. You got 24 hours.
This is what I'm going to need. I'm not rooting for it, but I think I need it.
Okay.
I'm going to need to watch somebody who does this for a living
Goof up.
miss something inside of 4 feet. Like, that's it. I'm going to have to somehow witness that.
Yeah.
A world-class robot miss one. A golf bot needs to miss a putt inside of 4 feet, and then I will feel fine.
I'll pull up some YouTube clips for you.
I know it's happened.
Let me get this going for you, and then I'll have
need
you
that.
feeling better.
I need to watch. You know what you could look up? I don't know where it was.
What do you want?
Look up Ernie L's like 7 putts or something. That would be the medicine that I think I need to get through the day.
Ernie L's 7 putts at
know.
the Masters?
No, I don't know. I don't think it was at the Masters. I don't know where. Maybe it was.
That's what YouTube's telling me.
It really was 7 putts.
I've got golf Ernie L's putting disaster at the Masters in 2016.
What else does it say?
That's just the description of the
we
video.
didn't say how many.
No, but it's 40 seconds, so we could definitely get this in during the break. You may come back a new man in the second segment.
Yeah, but thanks for asking.
Oh,
it's a good weekend.
No, it was good, man. Good to be back.
Yeah.
We have a Floor is Yours Monday is here, so top of the hour, 1 o'clock. You guys can get on in. TLC will open up the phone lines. Best caller,
Gift card.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Best caller will get a $25 gift card. So make sure you get on the line, 614-821-9710. We love hearing from you and looking forward to doing so again at 1 o'clock today.
A little breaking news on the analyst front. Did you see this?
No, I did not. What's going on?
So Shefty has some sources, as we know.
Okay.
Maybe my favorite Schefter interview of all time was when a couple weeks ago when I said, "How was the golf trip with the boys?" And he was like, "How'd you know about that?"
Hey, I'm Anthony Rothman.
That's right.
I know, folks.
I have sources,
I got
too,
people
my man.
in the streets.
You're not the only one. He says 10-time Pro Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson is finalizing a deal to become a CBS sports analyst.
Okay.
For a second there, were you like, well, maybe he's going to try to wing it around a little bit?
There's been some buzz about some TV stuff. I was wondering what network that was going to be. That's where my mind went. So he will be with J.J. Watt, James Brown,
Nate
Cowher,
Burleson, Cowher.
that crew.
Yeah, that crew.
I feel like he'll be pretty good on TV. He's got, I need him, though. Like, you got to stick to the corny Russell Wilson, though, on TV. That's what we need. You can't be anybody else but that. You can't be. So I think he'll be well-spoken on TV. I think I always like hearing from quarterbacks and diving into their brain. So I think that's a pretty good hire for CBS.
Yeah. Did you say he's already signed the deal?
Finalizing.
Hey, Seattle, we got a deal.
Hey, CBS, we got a deal.
I'm going to see y'all in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I'll see y'all at
Hey, man.
I'll see you at noon on the
tired. He was worn out before that video,
Tired.
you know?
Sounded like me today. That's awesome. So did he have to decide like between maybe like still playing?
Yeah,
like with the Jets or somebody, or
but probably in a backup role.
Yeah.
So this officially retires him?
Well,
that's
interesting the way you just put that.
This is the first time I've ever heard
him.
that.
You didn't say that he retired.
The job now, I would think,
you
like
said
going
that the game just retired him.
And you're telling me this is a full-time analyst role,
Right.
not a couple starts? Because they did that last year. He and Jameis, while the season was still going on, they were doing some stuff with whatever network. But this is a every Sunday in studio role?
Until the Colts call him. When Rivers doesn't answer.
We'll have that. That topic will come up. Star quarterback gets injured for somebody. Should this team call Russell Wilson? Yeah, that's going to happen. But I'm curious whether or not this news now will follow with other news of him retiring.
I would think. This could also, Wouldn't that also be a retirement announcement? If you're finalizing a deal, unless it's like you say, it's not pulling a Jordan here where he's going to tape a few things and then.
By the way,
I don't know. Never even watched those.
Your boy stealing money.
Never even watched those.
I don't think anybody did.
No.
I got a Jordan Pippen story for you later.
Okay.
That's something that Rich Paul had to say that got the basketball streets going.
Let me ask you this, Matty.
Yes, sir.
What if I told you that on the first segment that Russell Wilson does with CBS, he's just going to be high knees from one side of the studio to the other.
I would watch
and
that.
back.
While he's talking about whatever the topic is. Yes.
High knees on the set. Kind of like, when Kenny and Chuck try to run to the board.
Yeah, that's been a thing. A little race to the board.
CBS Country. Let's run.
And all three of them can barely run because their knees at this point
I'm
are probably
always
shot.
afraid they got to go up the steps.
Yeah, like that can get that. Especially
and then the Achilles are tight from sitting.
Yeah.
That's a mistake waiting to happen.
Lack of stretching at that age, like those dudes, man, they're playing a dangerous game. But yeah, I don't think injuries have happened. But I've seen a couple videos where a couple of those dudes have run into that wall.
All right, so Russ is going to the booth.
The studio, the desk.
Yes, studio. I'm sorry.
I think the retirement news would have come out first. I don't think he's going to officially retire. I think he's going to try to leave the door open, stay ready type thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if CBS is understanding
Russ doesn't
of
have
that.
to get ready. He stays ready.
He is Mr. Unlimited.
Rappaport did specify he did have backup QB offers.
Okay.
This is the first time I've ever heard about like a free agency countdown going down to, is he going to play or just go be on TV?
I mean, not a big surprise.
Shefty just literally tweeted out his career accolades. So that's not an official retirement announcement though, but.
Well, the next conversation.
What's that?
Canton.
Yeah.
It'll be a conversation.
100%. It's kind of Eli Manning coded a little bit. Yeah. The vibe, just without looking at numbers or anything, kind of feels that way to me.
Yeah. At his peak, one of the best.
I think without looking at anything, his peaks were probably Eli. Better than Eli.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, the problem is that his best is really good, but his bad would be one of the lowest floors in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, some of those were nasty. Those Denver years were tough.
All right, here's our show. We got Brad Crawford from CBS Sports coming on at 12:30. We'll talk about this Brendan Sorsby case that's just so hypocritical from really Sorsby's side of this. We'll party like a Roth Star this hour. The floor is yours at 1 o'clock for the gift card. Adam King live from Muirfield, measuring Jack's rough, and Ian Fitzsimmons at 2:30. Just thought he'd be out there with like a tape measure. See, that's my first question.
How thick is Jack's rough?
That's it. How green was my valley? How thick was Jack's rough?
Okay. I'm holding you to that, by the way.
And guess what? Garrett Myles is in play. Rothman Ice on the Fan. Measure this.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Anthony. Did you know that 1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone? They have low energy, low sex drive, low motivation, but 100% of them can get it all back at Low T Center. Low T Center is the original TRT clinic, changing lives since 2009. They can help you get your energy, focus, and sex drive back. They even work with most major insurance providers. So head to fixmylowt.com and book your free testosterone test. That's fixmylowt.com. Do it today.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Visit ohiomulch.com to find a location near you.
There's an old story about cat toys that's been retold for over 20 years because it perfectly explains who we are. This is Dennis Sullivan, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Years ago, a couple who shared their house with 3 cats had another company out to look at their furnace. After working on it, the technician said it was dangerous and had to be replaced. The couple called Care for a second opinion, and my dad Mike went out to help them. When he inspected the furnace, the cause of the problem became obvious. A cat toy had been stuffed into the heat exchanger. With the toy removed, the furnace ran perfectly. Now, how did the toy get there? You can decide for yourself, but here's what mattered then and still matters now. The first company paid commissions to their service techs to sell new furnaces. At CARE, we pay our technicians to fix furnaces, not sell you a new one. And if a new furnace is needed, our team of replacement specialists will advise you on all options available and help you make your best choice. CARE Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING when you need a company you can trust.
Our yoga instructor challenged us to find inner peace. I found it faster than anyone. After 4 seconds, I stood up and screamed, "I found Nirvana! I win!" They asked me to leave. I guess they don't respect winning. Bet365 does, though. New customers get $200 in bonus bets just for betting $10. Namaste, losers. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
3 decades, one family, and a simple promise to deliver a white glove customer experience every single time. Newman Roofing, locally owned, family operated, and proud to have earned 1,200 5-star reviews from families just like you. Call Newman Roofing today, 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit newmanroofing.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, it's important to us that when you call Pella Columbus, you talk to a real person.
You should hear how smooth it is when you call us.
You calling right now?
Yep. Oh, here we go. New windows. Now, new window operator.
Get the windows that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Your favorite fan shows are available as a podcast. What a concept. And don't miss exclusive podcast content like Austin and Byrne. Listen on your schedule from anywhere in the world. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine for us in the forecast today, and as we go into the afternoon, a nice mix of sun and clouds with highs in the upper 70s. For tonight, mostly cloudy, becoming clear overnight with lows in the 50s, and then for Tuesday, we'll see plenty of sunshine in the forecast with highs in the upper 70s and winds breezy out of the northeast. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Miss a minute of Rothman and Ice? Check out the podcast.
Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcasts. Download and subscribe.
Back to Rothman and Ice.
If the Browns change course on this, I'm not going to crush them. I'm not going to fault them. I might actually applaud them. So I know how the game is played. I'm not going to hold Andrew Berry to we're never trading Myles, or I'm just not going to do it. Just like you know what I mean? It's just, it's
can
not
be part of the game too, right? Like for GM, throw it out there publicly. That way, a team that's interested thinks, oh, we gotta add more to what the offer.
Yeah. So you go back about 27 years ago. I can't believe it. The Ricky Williams trade. So the Saints traded their entire draft, and obviously, it was a different time. The running backs meant a lot more. I'm not trying to bail out the Vikings either for the Herschel Walker thing, but they were in desperate need of a back like that, and it has similar vibe. And that's when the running back was, and a running back like that meant so much. And this was, so they dealt their entire draft for the rights to select Ricky Williams. It wasn't a trade, it was a draft trade. It wasn't a player for player, but they were selecting. And so they got him at number 5, which is weird. You know, you think if you traded that much, it'd be number 1. But anyway, so, I mean, Ditka announced the entire world at the NFL owners' meetings that he would trade his entire draft for Ricky Williams, and it gave the Saints zero leverage. And that's why I bring it up. Like, if he would tell anybody within earshot that he wanted to do this. And he did lose some negotiating power there. And so it was a wild ride. They traded away 8 picks, 2 first-rounders to Washington so they could move up from there. They were picking 12, so they moved up to 5. And so it was, I guess, unfortunately for Washington, they had a new owner in Daniel Snyder at the time who probably knew less about drafting than Ditka did at the time. So I don't know if that was possible at the time, but I think it turned out that way. And so this going all in on controversial draft picks and free agent signings, and it was kind of a mess. And so outside of Ricky Williams, Champ Bailey, and LeVar Arrington, the rest turned out to be a bunch of pretty much nothings. Along with, yes, probably one of the draft bust rankings, pretty high up there, Cade McNown. And so what did all that player movement result in? Who knows? Not a whole lot. But we come back to Myles Garrett, and I kept connecting the dots on the moving the stuff in his contract and triggering stuff late. I even asked Schefter a couple weeks ago, are they waiting until June 1st? The post-June 1, would that help? And he was being honest at the time that he had no inkling that he's in play. And now you can update the folks on what is going on today.
So I'm glad you brought up what happened, at the back end of March, right, where Myles restructured his deal. You mentioned the June 1st date. Obviously, that has arrived. And what happens is the Browns and Myles decide to split and go their opposite ways. Then the dead cap becomes easier to handle on Cleveland's side of things. It looks around $15 million in 2026 and $25 million over 2027. So that was one breadcrumb that we could follow. And then now here we are coming off of a weekend, and there are plenty of rumors and plenty of smoke around Myles Garrett right now. One of the rumors or reports, however you want to look at it, that was going out there over the weekend was from Easton Butler. Easton Butler he covers the NFL, he covers the Green Bay Packers, and he put this out there. The LA Rams have called the Cleveland Browns about star edge Myles Garrett per a source. The Rams have reportedly offered a, quote, Ricky Williams-esque trade for Myles Garrett. The Philadelphia Eagles are also making a strong push as well. He says the Browns are listening to all the calls. Currently, the Eagles also made a strong push during the draft for Garrett.
All right, so now let me say what everyone is probably thinking. This is not the Browns' decision. It's not. It's Myles Garrett's decision.
Because of the no trade?
Full no trade.
Yep.
So when you start talking about teams and just throwing stuff out, to my knowledge, this isn't best offer wins. They could certainly try to convince him. Now, all those teams, if he truly wants to get to a contender, then he's got to...
They check the boxes, right?
Check a lot of boxes. Now, if other teams come to... Like, if Dallas steps in, I'd be curious.
Yeah.
If Dallas steps into this ring, being where he's from, I just feel like that might be one where he could say, okay, it gets me out of the AFC, gets me to Dallas. I can help their defense.
Yeah.
Offense is already there. What would be better than winning a Super Bowl with the star in the helmet for him? Like, I feel like that one may be one he would waive it for that doesn't jump up to me as an instant contender.
I honestly think that all 3 of those teams he would be okay with going to. Like, I think Dallas, especially the Rams and Philly with where they are and where they've been over the last few years, are no doubt teams that have been right there in the mix and winning Super Bowls and all of that stuff. We know what it is when it comes to those 2 teams, and even Dallas. Like, I feel like he, in his mind, with how good he is with the pieces that are already in place, and Dallas feels like I can put them over the top. And so I think all 3, in his mind, you're like, yeah, I can go play at a high level for those teams. And if you're the Browns, it's kind of what you want as well. If you're in the headspace of we are on board with trading him, because now you have multiple teams that are trying to obviously acquire this guy. So that gives you some leverage as well. And it's going to have those teams, I think, ante up a little bit more when it comes to draft capital.
If he's trading, though, if they would trade him to a good team, though, whatever first-round picks they get are not going to be great.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's not going to sign off on going to a bad team.
That's exactly right.
That's the other side of this. You're right. It's got to be a team that he feels like he can win with. And look, for the Rams, they make these type of aggressive moves. We talked a lot about Stafford and Ty Simpson and how odd that was, but it's not going to surprise me if they go back to this level of aggressiveness because they are in a window with a guy that is at quarterback probably going to be gone in the next 2 years. When you look at Philly and when you look at Dallas, Jalen Hurts and Dak aren't going anywhere anytime soon unless crazy injuries happen or for whatever reason those guys just forget how to play quarterback at this level. And so for the Rams, I think they're going to be the most aggressive team in trying to get this thing done.
It would really change what they did in the draft, right? Drafting their future quarterback, they believe, and not helping Stafford, but this would right that wrong instantly.
No question. They've made aggressive moves this offseason, right? Like acquiring Trent McDuffie. That I liked. And now you go to the Ty Simpson move, and then they would go back to their old ways. I think the Browns are going to have an opportunity to grab maybe 3 first-round picks because of the teams that are apparently in the mix for this. I think they probably will get 2. That's my feeling now, based coming off of the weekend.
TLC, did you see, or did you hear, rather, the soundbite from Cleveland on this?
Oh, from Rizzo?
Yeah, it's like 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah, he was getting texts left and right, and he's saying, like, oh, the Eagles are interested. The Rams are interested. Then he goes, and I got another text saying that the deal's done. And someone says, the Rams, you mean? And he goes, I don't know. I didn't get a text. I didn't get a text on which team, but he did say that there's been a deal that's been done for a while.
Regardless of who the team is, if the trade happens, it totally makes sense to me based off of Myles and his lack of being around the team in any capacity over the last couple weeks. I get it's voluntary, but I was saying the last 2 weeks, it's just weird. It's weird. And so he signed the contract because nobody's turning that deal down. But his mind, I think over the last couple seasons has been in a place to where he's like, I love this fan base and everything that we've done together, but I feel like he feels like it's time. And so that's just the actions that I'm following, and now here we are, and it's not going to shock me at all, if we get to the end of this week and he's no longer a Brown.
I don't like reading into all that stuff, but that's what we do, and it's hard to ignore. It was hard to ignore that with a brand-new coach, even if you wanted Jim Schwartz, that as a leader and as a well-paid leader, that you wouldn't just say, I'm a professional, I have to lead by example, and I'm going to at least show up, meet the head coach in person, and away we go.
And like I said, when he showed up at that Cavs game throughout the playoffs and was there while football activities were happening.
Monken did.
No, Garrett did. Myles did. I think it was in the first or second round of the playoffs.
Not
this year
the game
for the
I
Cavs.
was at.
No, not that game. But when he was there and the team was doing their thing and he still didn't stop by the facility, to me that was like something is off.
We'll keep on it. We'll come back in 2 minutes with our friend Brad Crawford from CBS Sports. Brendan Sorsby suing the NCAA. Is this a gamble or a well-thought-out strategy? Rothman and Ice on the Fan. You're either gambling, which I like.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Welcome to Hollywood Casino.
What can I get you?
The same Hollywood you know, with a new hotel to love. Hollywood Casino and Hotel Columbus, coming June 2026. Book now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
All right, here we go. Our friend Brad Crawford with us from CBS Sports. I always like talking college ball with him. Brad, how you been?
I'm doing well, man. How about you guys?
Good. Thank you. Let's take care of maybe the wild stuff right now with Brendan Sorsby. Get your opinion on this, on whether he's taking a big gamble by suing the NCAA. It may be very strategic, but if he's demanding eligibility despite admitting to betting on his team, you know what he does? He kind of opens the door to then the NCAA sharing a lot of bad info. And maybe I'm being naive because maybe NFL teams don't care about anything but talent, but that would be the risk, correct?
I think you're absolutely right. And the thing that baffles me is, the cries of mental health instability, yet there was no mental health issues until he got discovered that he had a gambling addiction. So I'm not sure on this. I mean, I can see the Texas Tech side of it. Sure, suspend him 3 games, but don't, cut the kid the entire season. But, I mean, the NCAA is standing its ground. I don't think Brendan Sorsby is going to play any more college football. And, there's a few days now before he can enter that supplemental draft.
So let's say Texas Tech gets their way and it's a 3-game suspension. That's on one hand, but the other hand is what you just laid out, and he no longer is going to be there for them on Saturdays. Texas Tech with Brandon Sorsby and without them in 2026 is what type of team in your mind?
I think it's a 1 or 2 game difference. I still think Texas Tech is the Big 12 front runner, even if Brendan Sorsby is declared ineligible. Will Hammond's a very good quarterback. There's a reason the Red Raiders re-signed him as the primary backup. More than an insurance policy. I mean, Will Hammond has played in key spots for this Texas Tech team, did so last season after an injury to Baron Morton. So I think Will Hammond can still be a first-team All-Big 12 caliber quarterback. But obviously, when you're one of the top players in the portal like Brendan Sorsby was, and Cody Campbell personally invested in this player from Cincinnati, it's a huge development that one of the preseason playoff contenders that I think a lot of us deem Texas Tech is, not having their quarterback is a issue for Joe McGuire.
Brad, how big of an underachievement in your minds was it last year with Texas not making the playoff?
I think it was a huge underachievement because, that loss at Florida, Texas was better at just about every position. I mean, they lost to a team that had a lame duck head coach who was eventually fired. And that being said, I think Steve Sarkisian's done a great job on the 40 acres. I'm not really sure why he's on the hot seat right now. I mean, 2 years prior, he's coming off back-to-back semifinal appearances. Had Texas converted a couple times in the red zone against Washington and Ohio State, he may have a title to his credit. So this is sort of the tell-all year in 2026 with Arch Manning and Colin Simmons, a couple first-round O-linemen as well. If Texas does not get to Atlanta, win the SEC, or at least get back to the playoff, then I could certainly see why, there's heat on the head coach there.
Do you believe on paper they are the best team? And I know there's a difference between best and maybe most talented, but just give me your take on what you think Texas's ceiling certainly is a national championship and what their floor is.
Most talented, yes. Texas right now has my most complete roster in college football. Miami's actually my preseason number 1. I think Texas, Miami, Ohio State, those 3 teams are sort of interchangeable near that top spot. But Texas is a team that Arch Manning played his best football down the stretch, looked really good in that Citrus Bowl. And like I said, they bring back college football's best defensive player in Colin Simmons. And they hired Will Muschamp, a defensive guru who has had success there before at Texas. So all the pieces are in place for the Horns to be a preseason number 1, from front to back. But the schedule's loaded, man. Ohio State coming into Austin week 2, and obviously everyone knows how difficult the SEC regular season is.
Brad, sticking with kind of the Texas Tech and Texas vibe we got going on right now, what did you think of the back and forth between Joey McGuire and Steve Sarkisian? Steve Sarkisian kind of calls out, Texas Tech, and Joey McGuire responded. And I love what Joey McGuire had to say. What did you think about those two guys kind of chirping back and forth?
Yeah, I loved it too, man. It finally got us off the college football expansion, playoff expansion conversation and got us back to, rivalry discussions. I love the idea. I don't see any chance Texas does that, especially with Ohio State coming to town second week of the season. But Joe McGuire knows that he can sort of, tout that and say it out in public, and Texas is not going to meet his demands. But I love it back and forth, and, I'm sure if I was a fan inside the Lone Star State, I would love to see those two teams go at it.
So I think I heard you correctly. You have Miami as your preseason number one. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think Miami's going to be better than they were last season.
So they obviously must have reloaded heavily in their trenches then, because they had a lot of strength there.
Yeah, losing two defensive ends in the first round was big. Ruben Bain, obviously, and Akeem Mesidor. But Damon Wilson from Missouri, former five-star, he had 10 sacks last season. They upgraded at quarterback with Darian Mensah. They got Mensah's top receiver also in Cooper Barcade, and they were able to retain Mark Fletcher at running back. Malachi Toney's probably the best receiver in the country, not named Jeremiah Smith. So Miami's schedule also sets up, man. When I look at all these preseason top 10 teams and title contenders, schedule favorability to me is just as important as overall roster talent. And Miami, a lot like Notre Dame, has a very, very favorable slate.
So a couple new head coaches at LSU and at Michigan. Brad, when you look at where LSU is currently right now on paper and you look at where Michigan is currently now on paper, which head coach do you believe is set up to have more of an impactful year one?
I think Lane Kiffin's going to have a better record than Kyle Whittingham in Ann Arbor. I don't want to sound any fire alarms for Michigan, but Bryce Underwood, a lot of the intel that has come out of spring practice is he's not the perfect fit for this offense under Jason Beck, who Kyle Whittingham brought over from Utah. Now, they have a freshman quarterback they feel really good about in Lloyd Carr's grandson, but I think Bryce Underwood obviously is the guy who has to be QB1 this season. Michigan plays Oklahoma in week 2, then they play Iowa a couple weeks later, so that's going to be tough. But, Lane Kiffin has all the resources now at his disposal. Number one portal class, this roster looks a lot like Joey McGuire's did this time last year at Texas Tech. He has a top-end quarterback in Sam Levitt, and he has several five-star freshmen that he was able to sign and keep in Louisiana. And it's all about talent retention and, talent accumulation. And I think the Tigers have done that this offseason. Lane Kiffin has sort of tempered expectations, but I think Kiffin knows deep down it's playoff or bust in year one.
Brad Crawford with us from CBS Sports on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Oregon comes to Columbus first weekend in November. They're obviously very well thought of, but they have enough to actually change the perception that they actually have enough, because I feel like every year, they're right there, and then something doesn't click for them when it counts.
Yeah, the Ducks are one of those teams I should have included in that Ohio State, Miami, Notre Dame mix I mentioned earlier. I like what Oregon has up front on defensive line, 4 senior starters. A couple guys who were backups are not going to be Power 4 starters elsewhere because they know they weren't playing in front of those guys. They got Corey Parrott, the safety from Minnesota. Dante Moore, I don't know how Oregon convinced a first-round quarterback to return to college, but he's back as well, and they've got a guy behind him in Dylan Raiola that the Big Ten guys are pretty familiar with. So this is probably Oregon's best roster on paper under Dan Lanning, but you mentioned it, man. He has to do it against elite competition, and we're going to see early. Boise State, Oklahoma State, USC, those are all September games for Oregon. So they're going to be coming into Columbus in week 11 or so pretty battle-tested, and I think that could be an early preview of the Big Ten championship game.
Do you think that the North Carolina Tar Heels and Bill Belichick are set up for any type of leap this year down there in the ACC?
I think because the schedule is so favorable, maybe there's a chance they open against TCU again in Ireland. That's probably a loss. They got to go to Clemson. They play Notre Dame. But outside of those games, North Carolina's probably going to be a 6 to 7 point dog or favorite every other weekend. And all you need is 6 wins to sort of check the boxes in Bill Belichick's second year. He wants to get to bowl eligibility. He changed his staff considerably, and they have a brand new quarterback room with, Billy Edwards, a former Wisconsin guy, probably going to be QB1 there. So I don't think Bill Belichick is going to be in Chapel Hill a whole lot longer, but I do see improvements in 2026.
Awesome stuff, man. You're always on it. That's why we love having you. Be well, Brad. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Brad Crawford, CBS Sports on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. He said it. And the answer may be really refreshing in that Dante Moore decided that whatever he was getting paid at Oregon was enough to stay in college versus the $50+ million guaranteed that he probably would have got right out of the gate in the NFL.
We'll never know this, but I would love to know and ask Dante, if the Cardinals were on the clock instead of the Jets, what would you have done? Because I think just from a strictly football perspective, if I'm a quarterback entering the league with Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride, I'd like to start the party that way versus what the New York Jets have been rolling out on offense the last couple of years.
I mean, there's a shot he goes over Mendoza.
That would have been a conversation for sure. Yeah.
Debate. So it's Raiders, Cardinals, Jets.
We were told for months that the Raiders were all in on Mendoza, but that's
before after they knew.
Right. Yeah.
Party like a Rothstar. Coming back next, Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan. Get Eco.
Jerry, today I'm going to teach you something you probably didn't know.
I'm a sponge, Aaron. An intellectual sponge.
AC coils need to be washed every year. But there's something else that needs to be done that no one ever talks about.
Why does no one ever talk about it?
Because it takes a long time and it's really hard to do.
Get Eco.
What is it?
Every 3 or 4 years, you really need to deep clean the outside coils of your air conditioner.
Really? Why?
AC coils get super hot, and over time, pollen and dust get baked onto those coils and become a sort of insulation that keeps the coils from releasing their heat.
Well, that would mean the AC has to run longer.
Exactly.
What's the solution?
It requires an environmentally friendly solvent sprayed from the inside out.
But you'd have to disassemble the outside unit for that.
$468 is a bargain price because it does make the AC last a lot longer.
Get Eco.
Positive thinking plumbers, electrifying electricians, and deep cleaning HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Kroger makes it easy to save on fuel. Just redeem the points you've earned to save up to $1 a gallon at the pump. See store for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. This is the time. You want to be outside. You need to be outside. But do you really want to be on your feet if they're killing you? That's why I went to the Good Feet store. I stressed about knowing I would be standing at a multiple-hour event or even playing in a golf tourney where I knew I would be walking. But when I got fitted for my personal arch supports, it changed the game for me in a great way. I honestly feel much better supported and aligned, and it's taken the pressure off my lower back. I could feel the difference instantly in my test walk at the store. Just a solid foundation right from the get-go. And now, every day, everything feels a little better. Their experts will personally fit you like they did me. And do what I did. Take the test walk around the store and you'll feel the difference. I've learned it all starts with the feet. And when you get the proper support, everything feels better. You can make an appointment online or just stop in the Good Feet store. They're in Grove City or on Polaris Parkway in Westerville. Or get started right now at goodfeet.com.
With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Win winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. For the people.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
When you're craving scratch-made food, 29-degree draft beer, and the best seat in the house for every game, there's only one place to go. Twin Peaks. From juicy burgers and smoked in-house wings to those ice-cold brews served by the friendliest team around, Twin Peaks is your ultimate sports lodge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you never miss a moment. So grab your crew and head to Twin Peaks, where the views are great, the food hits hard, and the beer is always colder than your ex's heart.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Let's all gather into the Kiki. It's time to party like a Roth star.
All right, don't forget, floor's yours, top of the hour, 821-9710, if you want to get in on that Skyline gift card for the best call. Maddie, so much to do with the NBA. I could have gone with Cornette's block on Hardenstein. I could have gone, right, it had that swing. I could have gone with Wemby, who picked up his fifth foul with 8 minutes to go when they were up 11, and I mean,
how about early in the game, AR, the give and go and dunking on Chet's dome? I mean, when that play happened, I thought to myself, I said, it's over. They're winning this game.
Well, Oklahoma City came back.
They fought. Yeah.
And the Spurs just found a way to stay hot. And that's why I'm going to go with this. Because there's nothing better for me. There's no better story when you think a player is kind of done or gone from stardom or gone from potentially being an impact guy to making the NBA Finals, and on top of it, facing a team he grew up watching and driving by, and also played at St. John's. Like, I feel like this is a story. And so Julian Champagnie, who was cut by the Sixers 3 years ago, like, in a way, he probably thought he was through. Yeah. And he's only 24, but he's from Brooklyn. And
we're Brooklyn at.
He's one of the most underrated dudes now. And this is what, if I just had an ounce of his confidence, because he came in to Game 7 shooting 12 of 45 from three. Like, not good through the first 6 games. And you know what he does? Shoot or shoot, and just let it fly. And it's a Game 7. Saturday night, he had 20 points. He was 6 of 10 from 3. Flamethrower. And the good news for all is that the Spurs hold a very affordable $3 million team option on him for next season. He's way outplayed the price tag, and he's going to get rewarded. Now, outside of laying a complete egg, he's going to get rewarded. And the only other player in NBA history with more three-pointers in a conference finals Game 7 is maybe the best shooter alive, and that was Steph Curry. So Julian Champagnie, party like a Roth star, man. Game 7 on the road, just burning twine.
I'm glad you gave him some love, man, because he was just out there sniping and breaking the hearts of Thunder fans in that game. Cool little nugget on him, too. He is an identical twin.
That's right.
Yeah, he's got a brother, Justin Champagnie, that I believe is in the league as well. But, yeah, I mean, it's crazy because we may be on the cusp of 2 teams in the NBA winning titles that are very young at their core, which is rare. Like, in the history of the league, it's rare that you see that.
How much do you, not to sidetrack this too much, but we're on the topic, that OKC just wasn't at full strength? And if they were, because SGA did what he did. You put him in the pressure cooker on Friday, and I'm glad he played as well as he did in the loss, so you're not putting on him. And I remember on Friday saying, he can't lose this game. The way he played, I guess you can.
He did everything he could, man. He did everything he could. I was putting him on the party list, too. Regardless of the result, you mentioned it, 35 points, 12 of 21 from the field, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Also got his teammates involved. I mean, he had 9 assists in the game, only 3 turnovers. He was making tough shots, too. Very difficult shots. The disappointment in all this is Chet Holmgren. You talk about an absolute egg-laying performance to only get up 2 shots in the entire game. He was shook in that game. We were talking about the Cavs and how they went out and maybe some people thought they quit. I was watching a guy in Chet that was the moment was way too big for him. He wanted none of the smoke, and you touched on the injuries. They needed Chet. No A.J. Mitchell, no Jalen Williams, your second best player. Like, you are one of the highest paid players on the team, and you don't show up at all. That was a joke of a performance by Chet. But SGA, as you talked about, he delivered. You couldn't ask for more from him. You really couldn't. SGA Game 7 all year long again, winning another MVP. Tremendous year for him, partying like a rock star.
All right, plug your ears for a second.
Uh-oh.
5-time All-Star, former MVP, former Rookie of the Year, former Comeback Player of the Year, couple stolen base league lead. The right fielder for the Atlanta Braves is on fire from the leadoff spot.
It's only right.
Now, you got one. You got the last one, which is fine. But
he got it all.
Ronald Acuna Jr. in his last 4 games has 1, 2, 3, 5 home runs in his last 4 games, and he has 2, 4, 5, I think 11 ribbies.
Man,
that's what he's doing. Now, he's not killing it for average, batting .246, but his lines are just filled out right now. They got 2 or 3 from you guys, 8-3, 5-2, and then you guys got the last one, 6-4. But the dude is, you got to pitch around him now at this point. He's taking everybody out of the yard. So, I mean, 5 home runs in 4 games, that's considered hot.
He went straight BTA on us this weekend down there at GABP. That's what he did. I mean, just an electric player. And we talk about it all the time. Like, you're a good hitter. Going to Cincinnati, you can get those numbers up, and that's exactly what he did. Last candidate for me, we're going down to Philly because they got an absolute mutant on the mound every 5th day in Christopher Sanchez. This guy is an absolute dog. In the month of May, Christopher Sanchez, 4-0, 39 innings pitched, only 25 hits, not a single run, only 3 walks to go along with 45 strikeouts, a 0.00 ERA. We were talking about Jacob Mizorowski on Friday and how much of a freak show he is. This guy is cut from a similar cloth, number 1 in the sport right now in ERA, and this guy is just dominant. You've got Mizorowski, first in the league in strikeouts. Right behind him is Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez is also number 1 in the sport, or tied for number 1 in the sport in quality starts. And so, just a dog, man. This guy for an entire month gave opposing offenses absolutely nothing. So Christopher Sanchez, AR, partying like a rock star.
It's another great story in golf. He's kind of, you'd call him a journeyman, and you're going to love this story because he's never won a major. It's been close, but he's never won a major, and he's never really had any household stardom. Wouldn't be a name like if you know, I always do if you walked out of Kroger and you were walking in, would you recognize him?
Yeah.
You would not. Only maybe by hardcore fans, you take a double take on it.
Okay.
But he's now top 25 on the career money list. Not this year, the career money list. Oh. He crossed over $51 million in earnings. Never won a major. And he's 21 all time now. And it's Russell Henley. Russell Henley was 3 back with 3 to play yesterday. And he went birdie at 16, birdie at 17, birdie at 18. And the birdie the first hole in the playoff to beat Eric Cole with another one. And he'll be in Dublin. And so Russell Henley, who is the 5th-ranked player in the world, and no one would recognize him if he wasn't on a golf course. And he's now made $51 million.
That's probably one of the best places you could be as an athlete or celebrity. Millions and millions of dollars in your bank account, but you can go out and about and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And not be mobbed. It's probably the best place to be. Because you hear some of these star athletes like, I can't even go to the grocery store anymore. Yeah. I can't even leave my hotel room when we go on the road. There's a ton of perks that come along with that, but that type of lifestyle, wouldn't be mad at that either.
All right, that's Party Like a Roth Star for today. The floor is yours. Up next, best call gets the Skyline gift card. 614-821-9710 is the number. Get in. We'll field those calls next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Sleep Better Columbus can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
May the savings be with you at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, lease a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for 2 years. Just $59 a month for the May Mega Sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, $39.95 down plus tax, title, first month payment, 7,500 miles per year, and 6-1.
Welcome back to what is that thing? Today our guest is
Dr. Melvin Parsbrucker. I invented the sump pump.
Ah, the sump pump. I've heard Apex pros talk about those.
Yes, the pros who knows are true experts in sump pumpology.
So, doctor, what is that thing?
You see, a sump pump is a device designed to pump out sump.
Sump?
For the pump.
You say the pump pumps?
Sump.
Sump. And what exactly is sump?
It's what gets pumped.
I want to be sure I'm hearing you right. Sump?
Sump.
And that's what gets
pumped. Look, maybe Apex Pros can explain it at your level.
Well, Apex Pros says some pumps are made to keep groundwater from accumulating and flooding your basement, especially this time of year with the big spring rains and the uniquely shallow water table in and around Franklin County. A simple sump pump can protect your home from tens of thousands of dollars in damage.
It's made to sump the pump.
Of course.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Today, we're talking about how you don't have to earn more when you can save more. Okay, so you brought me this stat. T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. That seems surprising.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I thought, okay. But when the experts at HarrisX broke it down, it was true for millions of families.
They have a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans and America's Best Network, plus lower bills. I'm not hearing any sacrifice here.
Which is what people need right now. Reliability, predictability. Affordable wireless service isn't a perk. It's a difference. And listeners, if you don't believe me, you can check it out at tmobile.com/switch.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Left Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Based on HarrisX billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. For more details, see harrisx.com/T-Mobile-bills.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental Smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Sleep Better Columbus has been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results and now has an office open in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State men's hoops has finalized its coaching staff for the upcoming season. Jamal Walker has been promoted to associate head coach, while former Buckeye William Buford returns as a program analyst and Dave Richardson as strength coach. Meeting with the media today, head coach Jake Diebler said a home game against a high major NCAA tournament team is in the works, with hopes to be announced soon. UConn, BYU, Kansas, and Notre Dame currently anchor the Buckeyes' non-con slate. NFL, ESPN's Adam Schefter reported 10-time Pro Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson is finalizing a deal to join CBS Sports as an analyst on the network's pregame show, The NFL Today. Meanwhile, NFL Network reported 3-time Pro Bowl wideout Odell Beckham Jr. is returning to the Giants, the team he played for from 2014 to 2018. This update sponsored by United Dairy Farmers. Try UDF's new ice cream Quake flavors for summer, only for a limited time. Bringing sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time for your calls on Rothman and Ice. The floor is yours. Call the show right now, 614-821-9710. Whether you have a gripe,
I've never seen such incompetence,
or some praise.
They're the best voice in sports radio, man, and I really mean that.
The floor is yours.
Come on! Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale. Visit windownation.com now.
Outstanding. The floor is yours, 821-9710. Winner gets the $25 gift card to Skyline. Are you familiar with dirty sodas? Get yours now at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Before we get to the calls, I feel like this is happening. I think you can probably take the Eagles out of the mix if there even is a mix for Myles Garrett. It's been a foregone conclusion for months now that the Eagles are trading A.J. Brown. And now it can happen for real because around 4 o'clock, right?
Yes, 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yep.
So when the Eagles can spread $40-some-odd million in dead money over the next 2 years. So everything leading up to that date has pointed towards a trade, especially with all the moves the Eagles have made at wide receiver.
Yeah.
That was the big tell.
Oh, yeah.
They've signed Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore and traded for Dontavian Wicks and
drafted Mekhi Lemon
in the first round.
Right.
So now, are any of those guys him? I don't know. The old Moneyball, replace him in the aggregate.
I'm very intrigued by Smith this year with more opportunity. I mean, we watched that guy rip up college football, win a Heisman, and be an impactful player. Can he have a JSN type of vibe going on? Maybe not offensive player of the year, but can he deliver on being a number one? I think he can pull it off.
So it appears Pro Football Talk is reporting that the Eagles will trade him soon to the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll get a first-rounder back.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, they didn't have a lot of leverage.
No.
I mean they wanted to get rid of him.
We've been told for months that this was going to happen. And I think we played some audio from A.J. Brown on Julian Edelman's podcast where he was kind of smirking and being a little sneaky about his love for the Patriots. And Braves is there. So, yes, this is happening. I'm just interested now in the return to Philly. That's all I'm caught up in. Because to me, A.J. Brown is a pat. I think they're going to have a nice core of wide receivers over there in New England now, especially after bringing in Romeo Doubs. It's just after that first-round pick, is there anything else that comes along with that?
Well, it would benefit the Eagles to get as many teams involved as they can.
No doubt.
And that's why this morning when we were talking about Myles Garrett, there was a chance that they called them. We'll throw in A.J. Brown with a bunch of other things we'll give you for Myles Garrett. That was a team I mentioned a week ago. And, I mean, if Waddle brought the Dolphins back a first and a third, I thought the Eagles should get minimum that.
What's the age difference, do you know, between Waddle and A.J. Brown?
A.J. Brown.
I feel like A.J.'s older?
Is 28. I don't know what Waddle is.
I've got Waddle at 27. So
right there.
Not too far off.
All right. Let's hit the calls, and TLC's got our leadoff batter.
Leadoff batter, Sean in New Albany.
Sean, the floor is yours, my man.
Matty, AR, I can tell you got a little bit of caffeine in you now, man. You got a little bit of pep in your step now.
Matty brought up the Ernie Els 6-putt from 2 feet at the Masters. I'm in a much better mood.
Well, there it is, brother. All right, man. So I just want to, I went to the Aviators game over the weekend, I guess yesterday. I just want to give a huge shout-out to that organization. I know our boy Teddy G had a little dust up a month ago or so, or whatever it was in Texas, but he was out there giving away bobbleheads and slides and shorts, man. It was super genuine. The kids just, he didn't turn down one picture, and I don't know where this UFL thing's going, man, but it does have a better TV deal than even Major League Baseball. So I hope all of those guys, I just hope it's all good for Columbus. And again, one last thing, shout out to Ohio State for bringing Sir William Buford back in the mix. One of my favorite Buckeyes of all time. Thanks, guys.
Well done, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. Yeah, that is cool to see Willie B over there officially on the staff, because he's been around the team and from the program for years doing some stuff. So now that's cool to see. And hopefully some of his sharp shooting ways can rub off on the squad.
I heard you maybe hired him as a personal 3-point or half-court coach.
Well, he would have been disappointed in my performance.
He was there. We didn't sell tickets to that. You'll be back. All right, who's up next?
Corey and Hilliard.
All right, Corey, the floor is yours.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Outstanding. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, hey, you guys are the best in the business. That includes TLC. I just want to let y'all know, I wanted to take your temperature. I know you're a big dog and animal guy, Rothman, and I'll take your opinion on it too, Ice. But me and the wife were golfing over the weekend. I'm not going to name the golf course just in case that's a problem. But they have an issue on the back 9. There's a par 3, and as you have hit a hole-in-one before, the all great Rothman, cue the gong. But I just wanted to say there's a Canadian geese problem on there, as there's water next to it. Do you think it's wrong of me to take my 1 in a million shot because they charge you? You can't even play the hole. If you try to hit, if I hit a 16-footer, I'm not even trying to hit it for birdie because I'm just like, all right, I'll leave it there. I'll go on to the next hole. And everybody's doing the same thing. Is it wrong of me as an animal guy? Do I have to give up my license as an animal guy?
Yes. If you're saying what I think you're saying, yes. You're talking to the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Nothing there's nothing more important to me, and a putt or a shot in golf over the well-being of a defenseless animal or foul in this case. You're on a golf course. We've taken so much of land of animals. They're building everywhere. There's nowhere for. I know they're birds; they can fly, geese. But
I'm back to Canada.
But yes,
they're intruders.
Yes. Well. That's awful.
That was a great line.
So no,
they're taking
Corey,
from us.
Corey, don't do anything like that. First of all, they're protected. It's on the golf course. They have to humanely find a way to move them out. Whether it's a superintendent that has a border collie or somebody that travels along with them. But no, I'm the wrong guy, or I think I'm the right guy, but I don't condone that.
All right, who's next?
Danny in Delaware.
Danny, what
Danny, up? Your dime,
guys,
your dance floor.
Guys, how we doing?
Good,
I'm currently sitting at Twin Peaks right now. Don't really have a whole lot of content this week, but I figured I would still call in just to say hi. I'm prepping my liver for the memorial, so I figured it's a good time to be at Twin Peaks at what time? 1:30 on a Monday afternoon. I will say they're lacking peaks here, though. Lacking Peaks. I think they should change the name, to be completely honest. I did have to ask you, though, for the week, what is your go-to death row meal? Mine is fried chicken and JoJo's. Specifically, if we're in Columbus, you need to go to Giannino's in Westerville. That is where you have to get actual JoJo's there and delicious fried
Are you sponsored
chicken.
now?
No, I'm not sponsored, but Maddie, you're not allowed to have snacks. You actually need to pick a meal.
Okay.
Listen, if it's a death row meal or a last meal, then I actually feel he'll cheat. By the way, I think, Danny, you probably found the only way that Maddie would actually eat something unhealthy if he realizes that this is it.
Oh,
probably the only one. Put me in my chair.
Enjoy your lunch, Danny.
I'm more curious about yours.
Man, that's a loaded question because how many items do I get?
You're getting the loaded potato skins? Is that what you said? The loaded nachos?
You know I'm not getting twice baked potato, whatever you've been trying to get me to.
You haven't tried it.
I know, but you know how I am. Like I can't with my.
So
it doesn't
good.
look visually pleasing to me, and I know that's very childish of me. Like I look at something and if I eat with my eyes first. I'm one of those people, and that to me doesn't look very good. AR, but the ingredients that are in it are things that I like, so I probably need to get over that. like almost like mashed potatoes in a potato skin. Like it's as good as it gets. I wasn't the biggest mashed potato guy growing up,
but that I know.
The death row meal, that's a loaded question, but we need to tap into that because I would love to know yours as well.
What is yours? Yours is more important in this conversation because I would say something probably boring and just as much deep dish pizza as I can consume.
I would need definitely a Blizzard from Dairy Queen, which would have to have Reese Cups and Snickers in it. I would need...
That's the meal?
This is just items, right? I get as many as I want. I think that's how this works. I hope I never have to find out.
I don't know if that's how it works.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it capped at 5 or do I get 10?
It's a 7-course meal before we off this guy. Like, I don't know. That's an actual good question.
Worth a Google. Chad GPT.
I don't know if you're going to get that.
Can I look that up? Should I look that up at work?
Yes. There's nothing.
How many meals do you get on death row for your last meal?
You mean how many items?
How many items?
Yeah.
Does one get?
Looking forward to this answer.
When they are in the death chair.
By the way, twice baked potatoes are the ultimate comfort food. Starchy, fluffy, loaded with your favorite toppings. To make them, bake whole potatoes, scoop out the flesh and mash it with butter, sour cream, cheese, and bacon. Stuff it back into the skins and bake again until golden and bubbly.
That sounds good.
That's Michael Bubbly.
Here's what I got on the meal. Most jurisdictions allow a condemned individual to request a final meal. The exact parameters, such as the number of items or the budget, vary significantly by state. So it's a state-to-state thing.
All right.
That's what Google's telling me.
All right, I want to get your meal.
Okay, you got one.
I want to get that meal,
cook this
don't
up
you?
during the break.
TLC, was that it? Or did you have any more trailers?
Do you want to take Phil in Grove City now or roll him over?
I would like to roll him over.
All right, we'll lead off with him in the next segment.
Beautiful. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
It's time for your calls on Rothman and Ice. The floor is yours. Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, what are we wearing?
Lie detectors. Anytime a lie is detected, we get a little shock.
All right, let's try them. So, Pella was rated by homeowners as the leading window brand here in Columbus.
Nothing? Okay. Well, our windows can change the look of your home. Ow. This thing sometimes shocks you when you tell the truth. Ouch. It's okay. I'm having fun.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
That was the moment when I realized I got to do something. I was scheduled to go in for knee surgery, and for the pre-op, they do the blood work. It was determined that I was now type 2 diabetic and I was severely overweight. Years ago, I could cut back and lose weight, and I was finding it difficult to do that. 2 days into the Awaken 180 program, my daily glucose level went from 170 down to 61. 1 week into the program, I lost 10.5 pounds. That was the eye-opener that I knew this was the right thing for me. They teach you the lifestyle change and how to be smart. I just can't say enough good things about Awaken 180 and the positive effects it has on you. It has completely changed my life.
Thanks, Phil. Austin Ward here, and Phil wanted to share his Awaken 180 story for the same reasons I have for so many years now, to let others know there is a medication-free solution for weight loss. Find your results at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter. Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
The Reds are on the Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, the Fan 2, and the Fan 3. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine for us in the forecast today, and as we go into the afternoon, a nice mix of sun and clouds with highs in the upper 70s. For tonight, mostly cloudy, becoming clear overnight with lows in the 50s, and then for Tuesday, we'll see plenty of sunshine in the forecast with highs in the upper 70s and winds breezy out of the northeast. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, kids.
Anthony once did magic for birthday parties. See, when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound so bad. Back to Rothman and Ice.
All right, we'll continue some calls, but the floor is yours. And we'll give away that gift card. Adam King live from Muirfield, bottom of the hour at 1:30. Maddie's Death Row Meal has been constructed. How many courses?
And as we know now, Google has told us that it's a state-to-state thing how many items are allowed for your last meal here on Earth, if you're on death row. Here's the death row meal for one Matty Ice. Back at it. DQ Blizzard, which I mentioned off the top.
Funny that you would mention that first. That's amazing. I actually like you mentioning that first.
And now we're
going to do the reverse.
Well, forget my meal because breaking news is now coming from Adam Schefter.
Well, yeah.
Bombshell.
Sorry, Phil.
Unbelievable.
The Browns are finalizing a trade that will send two-time Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, they did it.
And it, real quick, AR.
Phil, I'm sorry.
And this is I think, a nice little win for the Browns. And what I mean by that is you're getting, I think, a right now player in return because coming back to Cleveland is Pro Bowl edge player Jared Verse, along with a 2027 first-round pick and other draft pick compensation that will be negotiated to the Browns. So, again, just so we're all clear here, this is just now coming down from Shefty. The Browns are finalizing a trade that will send Myles Garrett to the Rams, and coming back to Cleveland will be Pro Bowler Jared Verse and a 2027 first-round pick along with other draft capital. So there it is.
One first-rounder.
2027 is what I'm seeing here from Shefty, yes. And
it'll be probably a weak one.
He is saying that other draft compensation is coming back to Cleveland. However,
wow, they just got the rookie of the year, or one of them, past rookie.
I think that return I'm in on, because you get a guy that can pair.
He's proven.
Yes,
he's young.
He's a dude. He's an absolute dude.
This
Jared
isn't
Verse
where you just say, well, it only is good if you turn that pick into something massive. Imagine if you turn that card in right now and you got Jared Verse.
Right. Yeah.
You'd feel okay with it.
That is so. I want to look this up because we're going to have a lot to unpack here. But Jared Verse, for Browns fans that don't know, over the last couple of seasons, he came into the league as a rookie in 2024. He had 4.5 sacks that leveled up last year to 7.5. So nobody is saying that he's going to be Myles Garrett. But I think when you look at a guy that's 25 years old and has been productive right away in the league, knowing that the defensive line is obviously taking a hit, but there's a guy coming back that's going to help you for sure, that would make me feel good. I'm curious to see how Browns fans feel about this. Maybe we even take some calls.
So part of me, so this is weird to look at because, yes, this helps them. And he's young, but when they're going to be good is anybody's guess. Part of me wanted to keep stockpiling. Part of me would have probably loved the 3 first-rounders because it kind of spreads it out. You can build a little slower, and you kind of doesn't feel like you have to instantly turn something into something. So, but I like the return knowing that you have a tangible asset that you got back in Verse. A younger version, maybe a little bit of a poorer man's version, but could be a real game wrecker.
For sure.
And so I don't mind it. Now, going to the Rams, he obviously waived his full no trade because they're a contender and they're a win now.
No doubt.
This is like an Aaron Donald kind of a, let's win it.
Blank them picks. This is what the Rams do.
It's so weird because we just got done with calling them a complete, about face on their personality when they drafted Ty and didn't help Stafford, and now they go out and do this.
It was that extra first-round pick that they got back, that being the Rams. The Rams doing business with Kansas City that I think allowed them mentally to go down the road of Ty Simpson and look down the road just a little bit for years and years to come. And now here they are hopping right back into the same lane we've seen them in for years and years now and being very aggressive and pushing their chips all in. So this is going to make Rams fans feel really, really good. And for the Browns fans, we talked about Jared Verse and the solid player that he is. That first-round pick being in the 27 draft, I think, is very, very important because it's not going to be the sexiest pick unless Stafford gets injured and all of that stuff, and then obviously that becomes better. But let's say the Rams are as good as they have been over the last couple of years. We know that's going to be mid to late 20s, maybe even down in the 30s.
So I like the trade. I don't love it, but I do like it. I would have loved it if it was Verse and 2 1s.
I like the 1 in 27 if the quarterback class is what we think it could be. I think that's a massive pick to have to give them maybe more capital to move up in next year's draft. That's why I really like that for the Browns.
So in a weird way, you're rooting for the Rams to just fall in their face.
Yes, but even I think having a 1 that you can move around with, I think is valuable to have as well. So either way, I like the return for Cleveland. And Shefty's saying there's more draft compensation coming along with it.
Yeah, but later, probably. Later rounds.
Probably third round, fourth round pick, something like that.
The other question we're going to have to ask is, so his extra year of control, I got to find out about Verse's deal and whether his, I feel like he is a guy that unless, I mean, if you watch the NFL, you know Jared Verse. He's damn good. He is. He's not Myles Garrett, but who is?
Right. Myles Garrett's a Hall of Famer. He's a
Myles Garrett's going to turn 31 in December.
Mm-hmm. So Jared,
how about this? You know what's weird?
Yeah.
Is that rarely when you connect all the dots on our end, when you're just talking opinionated radio, does it happen? And I remember last week I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to push this narrative. But we started to feel it just.
Yeah, you and I were
do
just
this
like,
every day.
Something's off.
Yeah.
Something is off. It just, none of it felt right. And we brought it up earlier. He wanted out of Cleveland last year. And Andrew Berry and Haslam said, Myles, we got $40 million a year. He's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll stick around. But that same feeling, and I think when you're a player of his caliber at this point in his career, being a part of a franchise that unfortunately hasn't done a whole bunch of winning, I think that can weigh on you. You're going to have your eyes elsewhere. And like we mentioned earlier, Rams, Eagles, Dallas, whoever it was going to be, I think all three of those teams present themselves as obviously better options right now when it comes to winning than the Browns. The Browns may be a year or two away, may not be that long of a wait, but those teams are ready at the moment. And so I can understand that. Jared Verse, AR, the cap hit, it looks like, is going to be $4 million in 26, 4.8 in 27 with a club option, it looks like, in 2028.
It's fine. The Rams were looking, because the Rams they traded for McDuffie, right?
Yes.
All right. So when they got McDuffie, I thought, all right, maybe there's another one coming. And they were in, if I remember, on Max Crosby. And then when after he failed your physical, I think they cooled on him.
That's fair, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we never heard anything. We asked Schefter every week. See him play at all? No, haven't heard a thing.
Yeah.
I thought the Rams might swing for him at a much lesser value. Like they wouldn't have to give up as much to get
Probably
Max.
not. Probably not. Yeah, so this is, wow.
Well, now the Browns can split any dead money from this trade over 2 seasons.
Yep.
Instead of all at once. So that's good.
Yep. It looks like that number is going to be 15 this year in dead money.
Probably
and
25.
25 in 2027. Yep. Yep. So
a lot has happened since he signed that 4-year extension. Yeah. And it happened pretty fast.
Yes.
That was last March.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The new coaching staff hadn't shown up for OTAs. Monken said he hadn't spoken to him since he was hired. Monken says today, I was given no assurance that he would be on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And a normal response to that would have been like, that's not anything I would have even thought to ask. He signed his extension. Yeah. Monken obviously knew when he met reporters this morning.
Correct. And I'm not going to be one of the people that calls out Andrew Berry for the comments that he made about Myles as a career Brown and all that. I think that was a GM playing the game. I think that absolutely was their hope. But I also think the people that know Myles probably knew over the last few months that he's not the happiest guy. They obviously knew that last year, but even then, coming out of the contract signing, I'm sure there was a similar vibe and energy around him, and his actions have told us over the last couple of weeks that he ain't the happiest guy. So now he doesn't have to worry about that, and now on the flip side of this, the Browns get more draft capital and a young player that they can build around.
So that's the whole thing to remember here, is that it wasn't a Ricky Williams deal. It wasn't a Herschel Walker deal necessarily, because they traded a fairly big piece, a future piece that they like in Jared Verse.
Yes.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, imagine if the Rams would have traded Aaron Donald after 2016. Like, the caliber of player that you're not giving away for a couple of draft picks. Like, so the fact that the Browns went in on a player might soften this blow to their fan base a little bit. A little.
Yeah, because I think
they got a real piece back.
Correct. And I think that can always make you feel good as a fan, is to have something right away that you see. Draft capital is, yes, especially first-round picks, that always feels good. But I think in 2026, you'll immediately on Sundays as a Browns fan see Jared Verse popping off. It's not going to be Myles, but this dude, I think, will help them right now, and I think that can help ease this. But you're talking about a franchise icon here in Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive players of his generation, that unfortunately is no longer a part of the franchise. And I'm sure that's going to be tough for some Browns fans to deal with. But I do think this was the necessary move. And I think you and I have thought this for months now.
It's the necessary move to me if they would have gotten if they've gotten Verse and 2 ones. Like I said, I like it. I would have really loved it if they pulled that off. I'll have to check the odds now on the Rams and see where that's going. Who gets the gift card, TLC?
Corey and Hilliard.
Corey and Hilliard, well done. Dirty sodas now at Skyline for a limited time. Get yours at participating restaurants. We'll come back in 2 minutes, take you live to Muirfield and join our friend Adam King. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
It's 2026, the year you achieve your health goals. The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It is very difficult these days to find a great deal. Imagine if you had to buy something and you knew you had a certain amount you had to buy, but you got half of it for free unexpectedly. That would be an awesome deal. Well, the good news is Window Nation has that deal going on for you right now. With Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale, you could replace all your windows and get half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down, no monthly payment or interest for 2 years, and you get top quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, all at a great price. As the weather continues to get hotter, you're going to run your air conditioner more. If your windows aren't energy efficient, they're letting that cold air out of your house, and you're paying more. Fix that problem with Window Nation. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. They even have a lifetime warranty on these windows. Check out windownation.com to book your consultation today. That's windownation.com. Window Nation, proud partner of the Wounded Warrior Project.
Take a vacation from high interest rates this summer. With a special rate on balance transfers at BMI Federal Credit Union, you can put more money back in your pocket this summer. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate to transfer your high interest credit cards today.
How do you make a UDF ice cream quake? Easy. Pick any flavor of UDF ice cream, add your favorite mix-ins, and you've got a quake. Now, how do you pick your flavors and mix-ins? That's the hard part. Ice cream quakes, only at United Dairy Farmers.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You have to understand you're listening to Rothman and Ice 97.1 The Fan. It's indubitable.
This makes the Rams the favorite to win the Super Bowl. No question. They just got the best defensive player in the league. And they were already contenders.
No question.
So, heck of a move for them.
Yeah.
Listen, whenever you say goodbye to your best player who can still do it and probably could still do it for a few more years at a pretty high level, it's rough. I'm not in the camp of, the Browns just browned again. I'm not. They got a good piece back. And it's probably the right move because the more picks you get, the more unlikely it might be to actually turn those into something that really matters.
Yeah.
And Jared Verse is a proven piece right now on the defense. It's certainly a poor man's version, but he's got years. He's got almost probably 5.5 years on Myles Garrett. And so they're going to get a first round with him.
In 27, so it'll be next year's draft. You'll get that one.
But when they talked about multiple first rounders, you and I thought it would be 3. But that's why I was like, I don't think you could get Verse and 2 ones. That's pie in the sky, probably.
The Micah Parsons trade, just off the top of the dome, was 2 ones and a player coming back in Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
And I think the only reason why that couldn't happen for the Browns is because of the age gap between Garrett and Micah Parsons. That's where my mind goes to. And Shefty also did report that there's other draft pick compensation coming back. We just don't know yet. I didn't see it during the break. I don't know if you guys did. I think it's got to be a 2, at least. A 2 and maybe a 4 or something like that. But I think it needs to be somewhere in the range of a second and third round pick or maybe 2 of those to make this feel better. I like to check the temperature of, Browns fans. I popped my head out of the studio during the break and I asked CB how he feels about this. He says he would like another first round pick in return.
So he's exactly in my camp.
It just doesn't sound and feel like that's going to happen because of Jared Verse being involved.
No, and by the way, why wouldn't that have been announced if it was? They're not going to somehow swoop in this afternoon. Oh, by the way, there's another first rounder. Yeah. I really don't think,
I don't think
Shefty would miss on that. But the Browns are expected to get what they believe is a really good player.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. He's a younger, cheaper version. He's not eligible for a contract extension until after this season, from what you dialed up. And the Browns have calculated that his trade, this trade alone, I know fans don't want to hear this, it's going to save them $30 million in cash. Okay? Now, what they're hoping is they get to spend that money on Jared Verse one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not, then this thing went bad.
You know who is absolutely charged up about this trade?
Who?
Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers. Not having to deal with this guy anymore, because the definition of game wrecker is what Myles Garrett does on Sundays. And so the Browns are headed down the path of being a very, very young team over the next couple of years. And if they can obviously find the quarterback, but to me, if the moves that they made this offseason on the offensive line are addressed and those guys can play at a high enough level and a consistent enough level, this thing can turn around fairly quickly. But number one on the board is obviously finding the dude under center.
All right, I know we were promising to go out to Muirfield Village and join Adam King from 10 TV. Is he out there?
He's somewhere out
I'm
there.
here.
Oh, I'm here. All right.
What up, AK?
I was going to lead with how thick is Jack's rough, but now I have to pivot off of that.
Well, you know why you have to pivot off of that is because you've got to get home and you've got to take a look at that bank account and see if it can afford a nice dinner for me at Jeff Ruby Steakhouse.
Whoa. This has to be, there has to be a void on this now. You said, well, we can listen back to the tape, but didn't you say something like that something would be voided if something went your way?
If they traded for a quarterback, because I thought that was the sole reason they would be horrible.
Okay.
I said if they trade for a quarterback, then the bet voids.
So I'm not getting the same luxury on the other side?
If you had said if they trade away their best player, I would have given it to you right there. We shook on it. The bet's the bet. It's not my fault that the Cleveland Browns, and by the way, you said they didn't, Brown. They absolutely did. Getting one first-round pick is absolutely ridiculous in this return.
Okay, but I mean, it's not just one round. It's not just a first-rounder. They got Jared Verse. What if they got two first-rounders and I could magically make that second first-rounder turn into Jared Verse? Would you take him?
No, because you got to think about this in a future aspect. Jared Verse is
young.
Great. But why are you bringing Jared Verse in if now you're taking everything and throwing it away for at least the next 3 years?
That's why I said okay. I'm with you. We're not debating this too much. I feel like we're on the same level here, you and me. I said to Maddie that when I had heard about what it was going to take to get Myles Garrett, I was starting to get excited for the Browns. I've put everything towards Bridge Park in a few years. That's when I want them to be really good, new stadium, all that. But there's no guarantee what quarterback's going to be on the team at that point. I really don't know how to play that. If there's no perfection in this, I don't think.
I hear you guys on the first round pick. I think part of the reason why that didn't come along is because of Myles' age. I think at 30, I think that's the reason why they couldn't get another one. But go ahead.
I guess I just don't fully understand the thought process in it, because I feel like if you're going to trade away the best player in the league, then it solely has to be because you are giving up the fact that you're going to be good for the next couple seasons. And the only way to get the compensation back in that regard is to say, okay, at least give us or what was talked about, which even 3 first-round picks. That I thought made sense. I thought with where I said where they'll win 4 games this year, that's genius. Because why let this guy dominate on defense when your offense can't move the ball 10 yards? And so, but now you brought in Jared Verse to say, hey, you're going to fill this void. You don't need the void filled. You're still only going to win 4 games, if that.
Well, Deshaun of the Dead is back, so we're not sure about the 4. Listen, I'll man up and I'll accept the bet. I think it's worth reliving a little bit. So for people that are not listening, when Adam was hosting, I said the Browns won 5 games last year. I think they'll win at least 6 this year. And you disagreed with that, and I think you have the audio from this. The fact that the Browns, on paper, have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year. You say that equals what? 0?
It equals 0.
Okay,
as
so
long
5 wins or worse again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Unless
you
they
want to take that bet?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I bet they get to 6 or higher.
All right. And now, but
Done.
this is contingent on them not trading for a quarterback.
Okay. I'll
Deal.
take that.
I love it. All right.
All right. My bad.
Hold on. Can you hear me here?
Yeah, we got you.
I'm right next to Jason Day. He's a big Browns fan. I'm going to break the news to him and see what he says. Okay.
He's a big Browns fan? How did that
Browns
happen?
fan, right, Jason? Yeah. Did you hear the news? No, what happened? The Browns traded Myles Garrett. Really? Really. They traded him.
Really, mate?
What did they get? Jared Verse, a first-round pick, and other pick. What are your thoughts?
No, I'm currently not a fan of it. So.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. It's not a fan of it. So that's your first.
Let me say this, Adam King. That may have been the best work you've ever done, radio or TV. So thank you for that. That was incredible.
Well, there you go. I know he's a known Browns fan, so he's not a fan of it right now. I'm with him.
Nobody's a fan when you trade.
I like the trade. I like it because I guess I'm higher on Jared Verse than others.
No, I think you and I are both okay with the trade. I like it.
I don't feel like this is a swing and a miss by Andrew Barrett.
I also think it's appropriate to punt on being a winner in the next couple of years, so it's fair.
I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, my man. That's all we got time for. That was incredible. So I guess the bet's still on. If the Browns don't win 6, I have to take you to dinner, to a nice meal.
Sounds good.
All right. You co-signing that, Maddie, that I didn't have a loophole because I didn't say, well, what if they trade Myles Garrett?
I think you got to pay.
Yeah.
I think you got to pay up, big dog.
What if they actually win 6? What if? Well, it's not that out of the realm that they could win 6 games.
Now I think
the easiest schedule in the NFL. Notwithstanding the Bengals being a bounce back team.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but
I just don't see the Browns right now winning. I didn't think they were going to win 6 or more with Myles. I don't see it now. I don't see it now.
You're not coming to the dinner. So the Browns are finalizing a trade. It's pretty much done that will send the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, to the LA Rams. In exchange, they're getting a Pro Bowl edge rusher in Jared Verse.
Does Matt Stafford feel better now?
I mean, probably. They're getting a 2027 first-rounder with it and some other compensation in the draft still being negotiated.
Let me read this quote.
And David Putney, because they feel like it.
Let me read this quote real quick from Teron Armstead, who was a really good offensive tackle in the league for a long time. Played for the New Orleans Saints.
Tease it up.
This quote I have is from Teron Armstead, who played at a high level, about the player that Jared Verse is.
We'll give you that next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
Your plate is full every morning, thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons, at participating U.S. restaurants.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This is Gordon Miller for Miller Lending, the original home of the no-cost mortgage. As a third-generation family-owned business, I learned early on the importance of relationships and always looking out for the best interest of the consumer. So back in 1987, I witnessed firsthand how closing costs worked and did not like what I saw. Averaging upwards of $15,000, the cost of refinancing was so high, it prevented borrowers from lowering their payment, while the cash to close on a purchase was doubled. That's insane. So 39 years ago, I developed a loan option without any cost at all. Instead of using your money, we use the lender's money. The result? A zero closing cost mortgage. Fast forward to today, and we've now saved consumers over $500 million in needless fees. So before you hand your money over to your lender, call Miller Lending and see why a no-cost loan is right for you. 877-9-NO-COST, or simply apply online at nocostmortgage.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, and MLS number 250-2146.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Forever starts with the perfect diamond. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from The Diamond Cellar, and for over 78 years, our family has helped generations of couples celebrate love with brilliance, quality, and unbeatable prices. At Diamond Cellar, bigger diamonds and better prices are our promise to you. Whether you're popping the question or upgrading your sparkle, trust the experts. Because diamonds, they're our forte. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
The AC stopped cooling. I'm melting in here. I need someone to come and make this hot air disappear.
In a flash, I'll be there to tame the desert air. I won't leave till you're nice and cool. You'll love how much we care. $100 off your cooling repair. Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Anthony once got Jack Nicklaus to quote the movie Caddyshack, so he's got that going for him.
The last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook.
Which is nice. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Let's go while we're young.
Some trades are down the middle. They're not landslide win or lose. Clearly, most teams don't want that anyway. Like, you want a win-win trade. That's why teams make trades. Some are more desperate than others. The Browns should have been desperate, but let's call it for what it is today. Myles Garrett wanted out. There's no other way to say it.
Yep.
He had a full no-trade clause. If the Browns were sniffing around other teams, it's because he let them know.
He hasn't wanted to be there for 2 years now.
No question.
2 years.
This is not on the Cleveland Browns.
No.
I mean, I guess they could have just said, we're not trading you. If you want to be a PR nightmare and not show up and hold out after you were smiling ear to ear after we gave you all that cash, everything was fine then.
Yeah.
Is it the coach? The Jim Schwartz thing? Because that makes them good, but it doesn't take them over the top.
No.
If you wanted Jim Schwartz to become the head coach and he thought that maybe his vote should have counted more, I got to tell you, these stars, unless you're the quarterback, and even the quarterbacks don't get, I'm telling you, I've said it a million times on the program, I'm surprised when the Saints traded Jimmy Graham without asking Drew Brees, when the Packers traded Jordy Nelson without asking Aaron Rodgers. Like, these guys have to run the team. I can't imagine that Myles Garrett was like, well, my guy didn't become the head coach, so I want out of here.
Maybe that is what tipped all of this over in his mind. Maybe it's been years and years and years of things stacking up, whether it's the lack of winning at a high enough level, the lack of believing in who's under center every week, and then you get to that, and then you feel like if he did, let's say, made it known within the building, which it sounds like he did, that he was on board with Jim Schwartz, a star player of his caliber maybe could feel disrespected to a certain degree, but that's a bit of a stretch. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but him And you know what I just thought of, too, is we talked about Myles and his actions over the last couple of weeks and how that was just off and just didn't feel right, even though he did not have to be there because it was voluntary. The response from Todd Monken last week, I believe, when he was asked about has he talked to Myles, I forget what the question was, and it was just a very...
You met him face to face.
Yes, and it was a very dry no.
Maddie, that is already on.
Correct. Because usually coaches will frame an answer in a way to where they can make it seem like things are okay, even though they know that they're lying. He decided to just hit us with a very black and white no.
This did not happen overnight. Yeah. My gut is, and I said this to you guys, I don't know, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago, when they agreed to modify his contract and defer $30 million in bonus payments, that created something for me.
It was a red flag.
That it meant to me the only real reason was that they were both, Myles for sure, and once he told them, I'm willing to consider a trade, or even worse, I want a trade. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe the Browns didn't want to leak that because they probably thought maybe we should really do this, and let's keep it as hush-hush as we can. Let everybody sniff around all these contract numbers and say, hey, nothing to see here, and then start opening up for business behind the scenes and get the Eagles and Buffalo and Seattle and Dallas and the Rams.
To the table.
Get them all talking.
Yes, sir.
And the Browns were going to pay him more again and then trade him. So the modification, I thought, now it didn't mean we didn't come in the next day and say, hey, the Browns are trading Garrett. But it was kind of a big deal to me. But the no trade clause that gave him 100% power on where he was going to play next if the Browns were willing to move him.
Yeah.
And so that's it. And it's done. I like the fact that they got a piece. I wouldn't have been opposed to a third first rounder, but without verse.
3 ones?
3 ones without verse. Then I would hope that Stafford would retire, the Rams would become bad, and that last first-round pick then would be awesome when they're opening up Brook Park.
Man,
it's probably not realistic.
Yeah, I just think 3 ones for a guy at 30 it's a ton to give up. And look, the vibe that I'm getting from Browns fans, a couple around the office, and Jason Day even, thanks to Adam King, is they're not loving this at the moment. And I get it.
Because the headline is they traded Myles Garrett.
Correct. And that's exactly. Like, what you know is a Hall of Fame player is no longer a part of your team. He's won 2 of the last 3 Defensive Player of the Years. I got it. Yes.
You mean Myles?
Myles, him, that guy.
Yes, Todd, we mean Myles.
But maybe this will make you feel a little bit better, Browns fans, because retired left tackle, Teron Armstead, played for the Saints. He was a 5-time Pro Bowler, second-team All-Pro back in 2018 after he was retired. He was on SiriusXM NFL Radio, and he was asked to name the top 3 players he's glad he won't have to block anymore. And without any hesitation, this was the quote. Number 1, he was a rookie from the Rams. That young boy, Jared Verse, I'm cool. I'm good. I never have to see that man again. I'm okay with never seeing that young man again in my life. The bull rush is different. He's a dog. He's different. You know that it's coming. You brace yourself. All I can say is he's different. He will be a Defensive Player of the Year one of these days. Mark my words. That's from one guy that's played at a very high level that has gone up against Jared Verse. That feels like this guy's got a really, really high ceiling.
Because he's really athletic. He's not massive. He's big enough, but he's not one of those guys. Remember when he was coming out in the draft, it was like, okay, he's athletic. He probably may not have the size or the length to compete every, down in, down out, but he's turned into a great player.
Because Myles Garrett is the built-in-a-lab defensive end with his size, 6'5", 260, 270, that has the bend and all that stuff. Teron Armstead when he mentioned the bull rush means, to your point, that this guy's really, really strong and can go from speed to power as a pass rusher. And so he's an unknown name. And that's why I can understand why some people are like, Jared Verse and only 27 first-round pick. I understand that. But I think he's going to be a baller. And again, there's other draft picks coming along with this.
This isn't a guy you just drafted and you're not sure what he's going to be and you hope.
Yeah.
You already know that Jared Verse can play in this league at a pretty high level.
And he's still not done, I think, getting better either. I think that's the other part of the optimism in my mind is this guy's still on the rise of what he will be as a player. There's a good chance we've seen the best of Myles Garrett in his career. I think over the next 2 years, he's still going to be a dude. But I think Jared Verse gives you more runway within that pass rushing realm of what you want to do as a defense. And then also, too, Mason Graham's going to have to do his part. They drafted him really, really high on the defensive line to be a dude.
You know what? Screw it. They're going to win 6 this year. And I'm going to win this damn bet.
I love that you're all in on this.
Yeah, because now I can't get out. And I don't want to get. I want to be legit on this. I didn't say it, so I'm going to live with it. I didn't put a disclaimer on the bet. It happened. Now just go win 6 games. It's not like you just got 3 for, You don't
think
picks.
that's become harder for them now?
Yeah, of course it has.
Yeah, that's why I think you.
But I believe they might win 7. I think I got a game to burn. No, with Myles. So now I got a game to burn.
Okay, I thought you would be going the other way at this point.
It doesn't feel
after
good.
the bet.
But now I'm all in.
10 toes down.
Let's just do it.
Okay, respect.
Prove them wrong.
Respect.
Prove them wrong. Jared, go out there and play. Deshaun, prove him wrong. You got something left.
Okay.
This running game going. Monken.
You're all in on
Monken
both
motivation.
The Browns and Bengals this year. You think everybody's back in the state of Ohio.
No. Let's not call 6 wins back. It's back enough to win the bet.
What a day.
Wow. What a day. It's kind of weird when you've been talking about something for 2 weeks and everybody says, why? This is nothing. There's nothing to see here.
You and I were like,
it happens.
I don't know.
What do you think Tyler Danberg is going to talk about in his update?
I don't know what he's leading with. Maybe the length of Jack's rough. And then he'll get to this. All right, we're going to come back top of the hour. And I'll tell you what, I'll line up the Super Bowl contenders because it's certainly got a little different pecking order. Exactly 100 days out till they kick off the NFL season. This happens today. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Common man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Right now, get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucson SE. 0%, plus make no payments for 90 days. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, not all will qualify. N61.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Ben Sadler, Assistant Vice President, Commercial Lending, on what makes First Bank of Central Ohio successful.
What we do as a community bank is really, listening to, that company, finding the solutions that best need their business and is not just a universal product that you could get anywhere else.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Spring cleaning is when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning.
A clean start.
A breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Oh, what might have been, Reds fans, back on this June 1st, 1992. This might have been truly a red-letter day in Reds history, but it wasn't to be. For the Reds took outfielder Chad Mottola in the draft of eligible players that year. Mottola was a highly regarded outfield prospect, but the Reds could have picked another player, a young infielder from Michigan, 18-year-old Derek Jeter. The Reds picked Mottola as the 5th choice overall, and minutes later, the Yankees took Jeter, who would go on to have a Hall of Fame career, 14 times an All-Star, while Mottola played in all of 35 games for the Reds. A hard luck story for Cincinnati this June 1st, 1992. This date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. If your air conditioner never seems to turn off, worn-out windows could be the culprit. Broken seals and old frames let your cool air escape, and with summer just getting started, it's only going to get hotter. Upgrade your house's windows now during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Built with top-quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, Window Nation's windows fit perfectly and lock in the air. Upgrade today and your home will stay cooler this summer and warmer in the winter. Plus, your home stays comfortable year-round, and you could even see lower energy bills the first month. They're so good, Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty, and they're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book a consultation. That's windownation.com. Window Nation, a proud partner of Wounded Warrior Project.
At Babs R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Babs R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued. Babs R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-2255 to schedule your free estimate, or go to babsrus.com. Babs R Us, where dreams soak in.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Fresh off a $160 million extension in the NFL single-season sack record, the Browns are trading superstar Myles Garrett to the Rams per multiple reports. Cleveland's expected to receive two-time Pro Bowl edge and Dayton-born Jared Verse, a 2027 first-rounder, and added compensation. Verse was NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. Garrett, a 5-time All-Pro and 9 seasons with the Browns. Golf, the 72-player field for the Memorial Tournament is set. It features 6 past tournament winners and 9 of the top 10 of the official World Golf Ranking, including top-ranked Scotty Scheffler, who looks to join Tiger Woods as the only players to win the event 3 years in a row. Round 1 starts Thursday morning at 7:40. MLB Red shortstop Ellie De La Cruz was placed on the 10-day IL with a right hamstring strain. Infielder Edwin Arroyo and pitcher Brandon Liebrandt called up from AAA Louisville. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
All right, massive day, Browns fans. You were led to believe that your guy wanted to be there. You were. It's not anything that you want to hear because it's emotional. Number 95 was a game wrecker. Maybe one of the best we've ever seen. It wasn't leading to wins. That's why you should probably be somewhat okay with this, because he was I guess for lack of a better phrase, wasting his career in Cleveland. He's not the only one that's ever done that.
Yeah, and
Joe Thomas did it.
Not everybody wants to do that. Like, that can be draining.
But
right?
he was okay with it after they paid him.
Well,
so he played the game, and he's worth it. And now, I don't know whether it was until he talks, no one's really going to know. Mm-hmm. Because the question has to be, why did you want out? Because you signed the deal. You could have been gone a while ago if you wanted to, when you demanded a trade. But Les Snead wound up drafting Ty Simpson. We all thought, wow, they got a sudden case of the futures. And then now he's traded for Myles Garrett in the same offseason.
Here is what the Rams have done over the last decade when it comes to their first-round picks. In 2016, they picked Jared Goff. He eventually was traded for Matthew Stafford. From 2017 all the way to 2023, they did not have a first-round pick. They were back on the clock in 2024. Guess who they drafted? Jared Verse. Now he's gone for Myles Garrett in 25. They didn't have a first-round pick. 26, they draft Ty Simpson. This is how the Rams operate. They are all in all the time.
This should also, you and I have talked about this. This is good for the Browns, bad for the Browns. Listen, the headline is the headline. Myles Garrett is gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great headline, but sometimes you got to have that. Because one thing Browns fans don't have, they don't feel, is like they don't know where their team's going. They don't know whether because if the Browns really felt like they were close to turning things around, and here comes Monken and jump on a moving train, Deshaun's back, here we go, they never would have traded Myles Garrett.
No.
This is the Browns admitting, I think, that they are a few years away, and maybe more importantly, still a quarterback away.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to be in position next year to maybe make something happen. Now, they're not going all in on that, because if they did, you know what they would have told the Rams? We don't want Jared Verse. Because you know what Jared Verse does? He makes us better. And you don't want to be better next year. So the Browns aren't in on a tank, or they would have said to the Rams, no, forget Verse. We need another first rounder. And then what would have happened is they would have semi-tanked because they're bad. It would have been one of those things I like to say, is there a difference between quitting and just being bad? Like, they would just be bad, probably.
See, I think this is a semi-tank move.
But they got Verse.
I know, but
it's not an all-in tank.
I think it kind of is when you get rid of Myles Garrett.
Oh, but then, Maddie, you'd want picks. Don't give us Verse. Just
picks.
Give us more.
They got picks.
But, give us another first-rounder. We don't want Jared Verse to help us win games this year.
I don't think Jared Verse is going to move the needle enough this year to pull you out of the quarterback stuff. I don't see it that way.
No, but I think the extra pick would have helped you secure the fact that you only would have won 5 or less again this year, and then you'd have the pick.
I think with Myles Garrett, that was still in play to lose 5 or less. We've seen that movie before with him
but
being
don't you agree with me that if you really wanted to tank, you wouldn't have wanted a player of Jared Verse's caliber in return?
No, because I think you can do both. I think you can still tank and still have Jared Verse help you in the future, and I think that's what they're doing. And I like that plan. I still think they can get done what we all want them to get done in next year's draft, because now they have 2 first-round picks. That's plenty.
But an extra.
Plenty.
But to get the hardest thing too, and this is not easy, it's to hope that somebody near the top doesn't need a quarterback.
Correct. Like you get
very difficult.
Like you get a Kansas City again, picking at 9. Like a team like that, right? That has no business being up there in the top 10 for sure.
Boy.
You know what I've learned?
If we're being honest, though.
You know what I've learned too over the last 45 minutes? That draft capital down the line makes fans feel so good.
Of course it does.
But it's, to me, I don't understand that, because that is how many.
Because you haven't blown the pick yet.
But my thing is, like, those are all just lottery tickets, all of them. No matter where there is nothing that's telling us because you have this first round pick, that player is going to be an elite player. And so that's why I really like the Jared Verse part of this, along with the first round pick and the other picks that are coming along. And so salary cap, first round picks, those are always going to make fans and GMs feel good at night. I think they did a good job of grabbing both in this.
It's true, but let's not just go one for one here. The more picks you get, the more ammunition you have to package. So it doesn't always have to be this pick equals this player, this pick equals this fictitious player. It can be that you have enough.
I get that, but I think
package to move up to get the coveted quarterback.
I get that, but I still think that the Browns are going to be in the ballpark of the bad teams this year, to where they're not going to have to make a massive leap to get a guy.
They're not winning 9-10 games. I get that, but I think if they really were like totally tanking this year, they would have said to the Rams, but the problem with the Rams would be like, well, we can't trade for Garrett if we're keeping Verse.
The other part of this, too, is
that.
I don't know what the future picks look like for the Rams either. Like, I don't even know what they have available at the moment or whatever it may be. And so, yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a man on an island right now when it comes to this trade. I actually think Andrew Berry did a pretty good job.
With you. I think we both like it. We both like it. I'm a big fan of Jared Verse. I think they got a real tangible piece there who's young, who's 25. And if they're good in 3 years or 4 years and they do wind up getting a quarterback, or Deshaun somehow wows them, or Shador plays well and they feel like they have their future quarterback, they still have a great player in his prime. He's not going to be Myles.
Yeah.
He just won't be. But nobody is. But I feel like you and I both like the tangible piece. If Jared Verse were, 3 years older, let's say he was 28, I probably wouldn't like this as much.
I agree with you on that.
He's still going to be in his prime.
You know what else this speaks to is this is a fan base, and I'm talking about the Browns, that it feels to me like the not having a franchise quarterback makes this sting even more, because this is the face of your franchise. If you had a guy under center that you believed in as a fan, this is easier to deal with, I think, right? Is you're getting rid of Myles, but we can come back to mentally having this guy, which makes us feel better. Everybody.
So who is the face of your franchise right now?
Right now?
Is it your backup quarterback?
It's Shador Sanders. That's who the face of the Browns is. It's not Monken.
No, you can't. Oh, you can't even lean on the coach.
It's not Denzel Ward. Like, he's
Not
a heck
really,
of a
no.
player, but they're not going to be talking about Denzel Ward on First Take or McAfee show unless he does something, I don't know, crazy. But I think
even for Browns fans, though, because Shador, like, he's obviously more polarizing for people who aren't Browns fans. Browns fans are a little bit more realistic about him, but it is kind of like, I don't know who, Harold Fannin?
This trade,
which I like him, by the way, but like face of your franchise.
No. You're hoping that you've got the two-face guy. You're hoping that the guy that you've traded to be the face becomes the face again, and that's Deshaun Watson. This.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jared Verse.
No,
I would have been down with that, actually.
No. You got to face the face. We'll come back because this trade, you guys brought up something that just hit me on the other part of this trade and what it means to a certain guy on this team, and it doesn't feel good. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Jeremy Foltz, CEO and co-founder of 3C Technology Solutions, speaks about working with First Bank of Central Ohio.
I think FBCO had a really nice personal touch. Transition was really easy and much cleaner than I thought it would be. Some very specific things that made me very excited to work with them are availability and creativity.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores.
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
The Reds are
Swung on, crushed. High, deep, left field. There it goes. A 3-run go-ahead blast for Eugenio Suarez. They're waving around Friedel. Up throwing Anthony. Throw to the plate, not in time. And the Reds walk it off at 11, 6-5.
The quest for October baseball is underway. Hear all the action all season long on your home of the Reds.
That was the moment when I realized I got to do something. I was scheduled to go in for knee surgery, and for the pre-op, they do the blood work. It was determined that I was now type 2 diabetic and I was severely overweight. Years ago, I could cut back and lose weight, and I was finding it difficult to do that. 2 days into the Awaken 180 program, my daily glucose level went from 170 down to 61. 1 week into the program, I lost 10.5 pounds. That was the eye-opener that I knew this was the right thing for me. They teach you the lifestyle change and how to be smart. I just can't say enough good things about Awaken 180 and the positive effects it has on you. It has completely changed my life.
Thanks, Phil. Austin Ward here, and Phil wanted to share his Awaken 180 story for the same reasons I have for so many years now, to let others know there is a medication-free solution for weight loss. Find your results at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Good news. Jack has personally invited the fan to the Memorial Tournament, and we're broadcasting 30 hours of live content, and we'll try not to embarrass ourselves.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling. Visit pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine for us in the forecast today, and as we go into the afternoon, a nice mix of sun and clouds with highs in the upper 70s. For tonight, mostly cloudy, becoming clear overnight with lows in the 50s, and then for Tuesday, we'll see plenty of sunshine in the forecast with highs in the upper 70s and winds breezy out of the northeast. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Free Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
I honestly feel that anybody completely crushing this trade for the Browns has some weird delusions that they're going to be good. Honestly, I feel like if you're crushing this, it's because of just the surfacey part of it. Best player in the league, game wrecker, can never get rid of those guys, defensive player of the year. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. Trades aren't usually landslides unless it's the stupid ones that my team will make, or the Herschel Walker, the Ricky Williams. That can decimate a team. I feel like this has a little bit of Marshall Faulk in it. Traded from the Colts to the Rams, but the Rams were bad then. And then the greatest show on turf happens and all. All I'm telling you is that I can see a world where a Browns fan would have said, if we're going to trade Myles Garrett, I want picks plenty. I want as many as we can get, 3 firsts, add more, and then let the chips fall where they may. But this one allows, because the key to this would have been, if they got one in 28, first would have been Stafford plays, maybe plays the 2 years, retires, or plays the 1 year this year, retires, Now, all of a sudden, the Rams may go into the tank a little bit, have to rebuild, and the Browns would have had a much better chance of climbing out with a higher pick. But you and I both like him, Jared Verse, and they got a first-rounder, and they'll have some ammunition, and he'll still be in his prime if they ever become decent.
Yeah, and they got extra ammunition in what's supposed to be a highly thought-of draft in 2027. And again, supposed to be that. We were having similar conversations last year. So we shall see. But Myles Garrett's going to be 31 in December. It was never that realistic to me that they were going to get anything more than 2 first-round picks. And the framework was there around the NFL. When you look at what happened with Dallas and Green Bay, Micah Parsons went for 2 and a player. He's 5 years younger, 4 to 5 years younger than Myles Garrett. So you get 1 first-round pick and a player and some other stuff to come along with it. I think it makes sense.
I mean, the Cowboys traded Micah Parsons. He's 26. He was 26 years old.
4 years younger than Myles.
Well, 2 first-rounders and a tackle. Like,
so I'm saying it's a very similar trade.
The people believe that the Browns should have fleeced anybody because they had Myles Garrett, who's going to be 31 in December.
Maybe 3-4 years ago, yes.
Yeah, it's a little unrealistic. That's all.
What I would ask those people would be, do you think the Browns didn't accept the best offer they got? Like, do you think that maybe... I'm saying that there's no way the Browns had a better offer out there and then just took this just because.
I agree with that.
I wouldn't think so, because that would spell that Garrett would have not wanted to go somewhere else, and then they'd had to take the Rams one. Like, what other team would have offered them a great trade where he would have said no?
Out of all of the 31 other teams, if this was the best deal on the table, are those people who are saying the Browns didn't get enough, are they saying that the Browns shouldn't have taken this deal? Because I disagree with that, because I'm with you guys in the sense that the Browns aren't going to be winning anything with Myles Garrett in the next 3 years anyway.
He had 51 sacks the last 3 years. They haven't done anything. Like, you got the most by any player.
You get Jared Verse for the next 7 years.
And
you have 3 years of club control, and then you're going to extend him.
And here's the update on idea on the trade. Here's what's coming back from Shefty. As we just mentioned, Jared Verse and a 2027 first-round pick. The rest of the trade now includes a 2028 second.
That's good.
And a 2029 third.
That's good.
I'm in. I think it's a good deal.
It is. And here's the problem. If they would have called the Jets, who have multiple first-round picks, 3, I think.
Yes, and next year's draft, yes.
He's not saying yes.
Correct.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, so blame the Browns for giving him the no trade clause. And if you want to be mad at him,
he wouldn't have signed it without it.
That's what I'm saying. None of this was going to be perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to somehow keep this realistic. I know you had the best player in the league, and you feel like you can magically snap your fingers and turn that into anything you want. But age and where he wanted to go geographically and what kind of team and who's ready to win now, that played a big part of it. Now, I'm sure they were dealing. Last week I threw out the Bills, the Seahawks trying to repeat. Dallas I threw out because their offense is so good. And we threw out the Eagles. The Eagles were in the mix last week. Now, I don't know if any team would actually have given up 3 first-round picks. The Browns got 2 first-rounders plus Verse.
Did you say that Myles had a full no trade?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so again, we're also working with the condition of all the teams he would accept going to.
Absolutely.
100%.
That's the one thing I keep saying 100%. Is that's...
You're not sending him to Arizona.
No, he's not going.
Yeah, right.
He's not just going for the weather. Oh, it's... Did any of us come to Ohio for the weather? Anybody raising their hands? But we all like it here.
Oh, man.
So... It was the modification of the contract. It was finding somebody he believed would give them maximum value. Yeah. It's also finding somebody that he would go to and a team that would be willing to do it and then give up a young piece to try to win now. And guess who that is? It's the Rams all day, all damn night. They are the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Let's go back to Miles State.
Who's scoring on them?
It's going to be tough, especially when you bring in Trent McDuffie. I mean, you talk about pairing something well together. An elite pass rusher with an elite corner, like that's going to put defenses or offenses, in a tough spot. remember when Myles, we all do, where he kind of pushed back on Andrew Berry when he threw out the statement about the whole Cleveland, the Canton thing. Let's go back to that. Because I'll just reread it real quick. Quote, as a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl. And that goal fuels me today more than ever. My love for the community of Northeast Ohio and the incredible fan base of the Cleveland Browns has made this one of the toughest decisions of my life. These past 8 years have shaped me into the man that I am today. Again, this was last year. Quote, while I loved calling this city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It was always to compete for and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I have requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. So he said twice in that statement how important winning is to him. And like we mentioned, it's tough being Myles Garrett and Joe Thomas and knowing I've got Hall of Fame talent that I'm coming out here with every Sunday, and it's not equating to winning. I want to feel what that's like. I can't blame him for that. I think the Browns and Myles Garrett got everything out of the relationship that they possibly could. I honestly believe that. From the time that they drafted him first overall back in 2017 till now, he did his part. It just never around him came together. And I think at this point, when a guy's 30, about to be 31 years old, and for a team that's not that close to winning at the highest of levels, you have to make these tough decisions. And I can understand why fans, emotionally, this is hard to deal with. But I think in time, I think this was the right business move to make. I honestly believe that.
The only strangeness in it for me is that after that letter, he magically became happy.
Well, what can make
$160 million.
There you go.
But that doesn't change the competitiveness. That's what you could call him out on. He was going to get paid no matter what, but you decided you could have stayed with the demand. He could have. And he could have gotten out of there earlier than he did. And so now the clock's ticking a little bit, but he went to the right team. If everybody stays healthy, and that's a big if, he's on the right contender.
Yeah. Well, he's the ultimate competitor because he just beat the system. He got paid and he got sent to a Super Bowl contender.
He played the game.
He got literally everything he wanted.
Everything.
He played the game.
That might be the one sour spot for Browns fans because I have been backing them in this trade. The competition's good. I assume that they took the best deal, and you gotta take it. But that is
they took the best deal within a certain
that Myles
window.
Garrett would have been willing to go to, right? So that's all true, and I do believe that the Browns did solid in this. But the most sour angle of this is that Myles Garrett got everything he wanted and just worked everybody else, and that's someone who has the value to be able to kind of be the puppeteer there, and he gamed the system because he's that good.
Along the way, he got Chloe Kim too, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he was at the Winter Olympics.
Yeah. Replacing that man is almost impossible. They did it at a lesser level that has potential if they build around it, and they build this thing for the next few years with the picks they have.
Yep.
The quarterback thing is going to have to play out. And I disagree with you taking a lot of heat because you and I are in the same camp of that the trade is pretty good. Pretty good. I know your boys are not happy with your take
I'm getting cooked in the group message right now.
What was the Steelers text before break?
Oh, yeah. I did get one from my Steelers boy.
And again, to talk every Browns fan off the ledge, you won nothing with him.
23 sacks for Myles last year, 0 of those against my Steelers. Still glad to see him go, though. Is that correct?
Whatever. I'm not hanging my hat on anything like that.
Well, you guys had to donate about 3 guys to make sure he didn't get a sack.
Arthur Smith had us running a lot of 3 offensive tackle sets, so I'm quite sure he was getting double teamed by 2 offensive tackles.
Here's what's happening real quick before we get to Fitzy in the group message. One of my friends said Matt likes it. One responds because he's a Ravens fan, no longer his problem. And then another weighs in.
The Browns have never been our problem.
Go ahead.
No, real quick. Another one comes off the top rope. Biased, disingenuous take by another sports agenda pusher. This guy's basically Stephen A. Smith. Who's this Matty Ice guy?
Yep. They're on him. And I want to ask Fitzy this.
Friends like these, who needs enemies?
I want to get his take on this because I know I get all of our takes on this. This is also sending a message to Shedeur. And we don't really believe in you as much as we probably should.
How so?
Because of the fact that they're building for the draft next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Loading up to move on up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, we'll get Fitzy's take on that in 2 minutes. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Take action with Logan Services. Get up to $900 off with Train Instant rebates and up to $2,000 system discount, plus 10-year parts and labor warranty. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Our experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. Ohio State Urgent Care. This is world-class care.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. It is very difficult these days to find a great deal. Imagine if you had to buy something and you knew you had a certain amount you had to buy, but you got half of it for free unexpectedly. That would be an awesome deal. Well, the good news is Window Nation has that deal going on for you right now. With Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale, you could replace all your windows and get half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down, no monthly payment or interest for 2 years, and you get top quality materials, insulated glass, and precision seals, all at a great price. As the weather continues to get hotter, you're going to run your air conditioner more. If your windows aren't energy efficient, they're letting that cold air out of your house, and you're paying more. Fix that problem with Window Nation. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale going on now. They even have a lifetime warranty on these windows. Check out windownation.com to book your consultation today. That's windownation.com. Window Nation, proud partner of the Wounded Warrior Project.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Right now, get 0% financing for up to 60 months on new 2026 Tucson SE. 0%, plus make no payments for 90 days. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit, not all will qualify. N61.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty is a diehard Reds fan. I mean, where else is he going to go? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, massive breaking news today. Rams get Myles Garrett. So they didn't stray too far away from who they are and what they are. We thought they did when they drafted Ty Simpson. Like, suddenly the Rams were thinking about their future. You still have Matt Stafford. Stafford's texting Ty Simpson. Everybody's on board. Guess who's probably really happier today? They ought to do a remake of the McVay presser.
Oh, he's charged up right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Browns do get Jared Verse, and they get a first rounder, they get a second rounder, they get a third rounder. Those are all year to year to year, 27, 28, 29. And I said earlier in the program that if you got a second rounder, let's say you got 2 first rounders and a second and a third, and I could magically take one of those first rounders and make him Jared Verse.
I'm in.
I would do it all day.
I'm in.
It's a proven, tangible dude.
Yes. This is going to be year 3 for him in the NFL. He's going to continue to get better and better. Absolutely.
Here's our man, Ian Fitzsimmons. I don't even know what to ask you first, but I'll take it this route. The Browns clearly are in the semi-rebuild. And with the extra 2027 first-round pick now they have 2 first-rounders. That's ammo they would need to make a push for a top quarterback in the draft next year.
They are the Browns outside of the outlier every now and then have been in a rebuild for 3 decades.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Let's just be honest, man. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You're either going to lose with Myles Garrett or you can lose without him and stockpile picks. And they finally did it. Right? I mean, I'm with you on Jared Verse. I got to know him when he was at Florida State. He is an outstanding edge rusher. You can also slide him inside. He's big enough. High character. Not going to have any problems in the community. Is he a 23-sack guy? No. Is he have, I think, starting this year, what do you have, 7.5, 8 last year? I think he'll be a perennial double-digit sack guy for the Cleveland Browns. So you essentially get a first-round pick in Verse. You get a first rounder, as you mentioned, next year, then the second in 28, and then the third in 29. I thought, Cleveland finally did what they should have done maybe a couple of years ago. And then what really hacks me off, why you got to send him to the damn NFC West? Now my brother's got to deal with that monster?
Listen, you guys could have gotten in on this. Seattle could have gotten in on it.
Lord. Look,
I don't know if
I'm a Saints fan first, right? I mean, so we had absolutely zero chance. But to go in and play little bro, that absolutely sucks.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, I'd rather freaking fight a cheetah than have Myles Garrett show up in my division. I mean, my goodness. And by the way, going back to the draft, you mentioned Ty Simpson there. Mike Tannenbaum on our draft coverage when we were live. Where was the draft last year? I don't even remember. Pittsburgh. They all run together. So we're sitting there on our set in Pittsburgh, and Tannenbaum says after Ty Simpson is selected, and I'd kind of gotten wind of that was actually going to happen. He said, I promise you the Rams aren't done. Everyone's going to look at this Ty Simpson deal and go, what are they doing? Like you mentioned, playing for the future? They never do that. He goes, I promise you they aren't done, and they damn sure weren't. But by all accounts, this deal's been in the works for like 2.5, 3 weeks.
That's right.
And here it is. It finally got done.
By the way, real quickly, they also got McDuffie. So
he's a dude.
I'm like Seattle, like with Kubiak and Darnold and JSN, they exploited them. I mean, you guys beat the Rams twice, right? And you exploited them. And you know what they did? Once. Okay.
It should be twice.
No, you beat them twice.
Splitting the regular season and NFC Championship
That's right.
game.
And so they traded a first-round pick for a corner. They signed Jalen Watson, and now they go out and trade for. So you guys, listen, you're a little bit of a victim of your own success. Somebody said, we can't beat Seattle. And that's what happened.
Well, I was there, man. I was there for the NFC Championship game, and the Rams were one play away. Those are the two best teams in the National Football League playing in the NFC title game. And when I say one play away, they were literally one play away. But they couldn't guard JSN.
No.
He was the best player on the field. I mean, it wasn't Sam Darnold. It wasn't Matthew Stafford. JSN that night was the best player on the field. And he's one of the best wide receivers now in the entire league. But you're right, man. They went and got McDuffie. Now you'll get Myles Garrett. And that one of those dudes, they're expecting to make that one play to take them back to the Super Bowl, which happens to be in L.A.
So I want to ask you this, Fitzy, because as you know, a lot of this now for Browns fans is going to be, well, what quarterback could we get in next year's draft, right? They got that 2027 first to go along with their own. And so when you look at the crop of quarterbacks that could be coming out, that could be first-round picks, how many of those guys do you deem as those type of guys for next year?
I'm going to give you one name and one name only right now, because I think last year proved to all of us we have no damn idea what's going to happen when it comes to the most important position in sports. Because what was Cade Klubnik supposed to be?
A dude.
First-round pick.
Yes.
Garrett Nussmeier, first-round pick. Right? You got the Lenore Sellers over at South Carolina. Everyone had him coming. I had them week 1 in Atlanta. And everybody, every scout on the field that I talked to said, that's QB1 right here. Where's he right now? South Carolina still. Didn't even go to the National Football League. Decided to come back for NIL money. So when it comes to evaluating that position, because we damn sure didn't have Ty Simpson going in the first round. We all know that. And where the heck? Nobody knew the name Fernando Mendoza unless you were from Miami or you were a Cal Golden Bear. That was it. That's the list. Done. So we really have no damn idea except for one name, and that's Dante Moore. Dante Moore is a dude. That is a bad, bad man. I mean, and he hates to lose a coin toss, much less anything else. So he is beyond coachable, ultimate team guy. Zero, when I say zero ego, he hardly says anything. He just wants to go out and whip your ass. So there's one guy that I would look at, and it's not Julian saying, go on down the list of all these supposed star quarterbacks that be coming out next year. I'm going to give you one name and one name only that I would go ahead and bank on being just a bad A at the next level, and that's Dante Moore.
Why did he? I mean, if he goes, he may have been picked over Mendoza. But let's go on the hypothetical he wouldn't have been. He'd been picked 2.
He'd have gone number 2 overall.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's $55 million guaranteed. So it's kind of, I don't know if it's refreshing or what it is, because usually it's always about the money. And for this guy, it wasn't. Now, I know we're in this era, Fitzy, he's probably getting paid several million to be where he is, but that's not 55.
Around 4. Yeah.
All right, well, that's not 55, and he's risking injury to do it, and it's got a little bit of old school feel, a little bit, not a lot, because he's still getting millions. But why do you think he made this move?
I know for a fact why. He wasn't ready.
Okay.
And you talk, I mean, you look at the old Bill Parcells adage, and Bill Parcells had, the quarterback commandments. One, don't ever have a quarterback that wants to be in Hollywood, a rock star quarterback. That's one of them. The other is you never, ever draft a quarterback that's not right around 30 college starts. Dante Moore's got, 18? Going back to his days also at UCLA. He wasn't ready, and that's why I respect the heck out of him. He wanted, when he goes to the NFL, he wants to be ready to burst onto the damn scene. And so I respect the heck out of him for it. He thinks he needed more seasoning. And look, man, when you're out there at Oregon, I know Will Stein is now the old OC is now the head coach back in his home state of Kentucky. But, man, they just promoted from within. That's what Dan Lanning does, and it's the same system. He's going to be a much better quarterback and more prepared mentally and physically when he comes out next year. And if I'm the Browns, that's the guy I'm looking at.
Let's go back to the trade. I want to ask you about how the Rams do business and get your thought on that, because this team, we talked about it earlier, Fitzy. You go all the way back to 2016. They're like first-round picks. We don't really need them. The level
don't care.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
The level of aggressiveness, how do you feel about how they operate?
I love it, man. I mean, they're in the, they stay in the present, right? Be where your feet are. Well, Les Snead and Sean McVay and them off, man. They're just damn mad scientists. They really are. And I love that. What was it, a few years ago? Screw them damn picks. I was like, okay. What are you, nuts?
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not nuts, man. Here they are contending again. They go and trade for Matthew Stafford. They win a Super Bowl, right? I mean, now you're one play away from going back to the Super Bowl. And what do? They go get McDuffie. They go get Myles Garrett. Screw them damn picks. And then you have your quarterback of the future in Ty Simpson, who they are beyond excited about. And Stafford's already kind of taken him under his wing. Hell, Stafford's wife, Kelly, called Ty Simpson the day after he was drafted. So they are – and look, by the way, with an older quarterback, you never, ever know when you might need that backup in there. And they have – you don't want to see him, but, late in the year, if Stafford needs a game, he's a dude that can still win you one. I love everything about what the Rams do year in and year out. And they talk a lot of noise while they're doing it. I'm all about it.
This is their D-line. I just looked up their roster. So Myles Garrett, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, and Byron Young.
Oh.
Yeah, plus they've changed their two below-average corners for an all-pro and a really good starter opposite him. That's what they did.
Spates, right, and linebacker, going down the list.
And you guys just said it.
Oh, my God.
Snead doesn't care. So essentially to him, he traded Verse for Garrett. That's the way he looks at it. I upgraded.
100%.
That's what honestly, that's the way he looks at it. All right, we got about 30 seconds. Ian Fitzsimmons. I would never wish for this, but if you're going to the chair, what's the meal? Last meal.
That was dark.
I know, but we talked
really
about it
dark.
earlier.
A caller brought it up earlier, Fitzy.
Yeah.
He presented it to us. That's
going to the chair, man, that's close because I'm a steak and taters guy, but I am from the boot, right? So I'd have to get about, 5-6 pounds of crawfish, throw some mud bugs on me, man, with all the fixings. I need my taters, I need my corn, big old freaking bowl of seafood gumbo, and maybe a little boudin. Let's shut her down, man. Put the needle in. I'm good to go.
Right. There we go. Well, man, you're the best. Be well. We'll talk to you soon.
It.
See you, brother.
Back at you, brother.
Ian Fitzsimmons, ESPN, sideline and host. What a day.
Want to mention this before we go to break. In the 27 draft, the Browns now have 11 picks that they can use and, move around if need be. So a nice amount of draft capital in next year's draft, which everybody's telling us that's what you want.
And they saved $30 million immediately.
Yep.
And Garrett is 5 years older than Verse.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
All right. I mean, this isn't exact, like I said earlier, it doesn't always have to be you fleece them or they fleeced you. And sometimes it can be a win-win. Sometimes.
I think both sides feel pretty good about what they did.
It's just you traded, and this is whenever you trade the golden piece, you always feel like you got. And I don't think that's the case here. It's just because no teams are on the same path.
Yeah.
That's certainly not the Rams and Browns. We'll come back, tell the truth next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are zero commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Take what you want, leave what you don't. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355 or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
When you are a member of Tel-Ohio, your money works harder for you. Lock in 4% APY on a 24-month CD and watch your savings grow with a credit union built for its members. Visit telohio.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. Membership open to anyone in Ohio. Restrictions apply.
Common Man here. Join me June 20th for the Common Man Mile at this year's Fan 5K in Westerville. Get signed up at 971therace.com.
The 97.1 The Fan 5K is presented by Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, and the Common Man Mile is sponsored by Rose Pest Solutions. Rose Pest Solutions has been protecting Columbus homes and businesses for over 165 years. Got a pest problem? Rose is the solution. Call 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
I do feel like this was pretty much a really well-kept secret to some degree. There were hints. You and I have been on it for a couple weeks. No one was willing to stick their neck out and say he's gone until today. But last week, I'm being led to believe that the Rams have pursued him for months. Months. And when they made the modifications to his contract in March, that makes him, and I said on the show, it makes him easier to trade after June 1st. And which is when the Rams decided that they had to have him, clearly.
Let me ask you this real quick. Could we view the restructuring of his contract back in March, that being Myles, as another form of a trade request? Could that be viewed that way?
That's what I'm saying. I think this has been months.
Yeah.
I think they tried to work this out before the draft. I do. And I'm feeling that it fell through before the draft, and that Les Snead for the Rams probably softened a little bit, probably didn't want to include Verse if he didn't have to. I think Cleveland, my gut is, lowered their asking price for draft picks, knowing how bad they wanted a replacement for Garrett or some type of replacement. And guess what? They got a 25-year-old replacement, a former defensive rookie of the year. And if he develops into a star at the position, and that's what got this through, that, I mean, it's interesting to me that when I asked Schefter last week, we'll have to pull that interview for tomorrow, that there wasn't I don't know if anything's concrete, guys, but there's some buzz.
Yeah.
And he was not willing to at least step into the buzz. And that's why I'm thinking that this was a incredibly well done deal. Now, the breadcrumbs were
plenty of stuff, in my opinion.
Were Myles. He's the one by not showing up.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm heavy on actions over words, and to me, there were plenty of actions over the last year and a half that this guy did not want to be a Cleveland Brown. $40 million a year is going to make anybody re-up and come back to where you are. Like, there's a human walking planet Earth that would be like, hey, you know what? I'm that unhappy that I'm going to turn down that amount of money. I don't see that. And so whether it was the trade request or him being there, not talking to Monken, or Monken's kind of energy around being asked about Myles Garrett, all the parties involved that really knew have known for a while. And their actions were telling us that without them verbally telling us that this was coming.
Yeah, I think Snead, when Cleveland lowered their asking price with the picks, Snead was more into, all right, well, give us Verse, and that's when he said, okay, I'll give you a Verse. All right, TLC, take us home.
Well, if we want to stay in Cleveland, Shedeur Sanders, I don't know if you saw his Instagram story from either this morning or last night.
No, what did he throw out there?
But apparently he was checking his DMs. So some lucky guy out there got his DM posted on Shedeur Sanders' story. And he was asking Shedeur Sanders if he would want to cover the $29,000 left on his car payment because it would be good publicity for you. So I don't even know what the question is.
Oh, I was going to ask you, did he do it?
No, he instead put a caption, yeah, I think I'll get off Instagram now. So Shedeur Sanders not interested in covering strangers' car payments to better his own publicity to the tune of $29,000.
I think some people are going to view that as a bad look for Shedeur. No. I guess that I don't view it that way. I don't, but I know how things get when it comes to Shedeur.
That makes sports fans look bad.
For reaching out to athletes and asking for money? Yeah,
that's the crazy stuff they say in DMs, especially for those who lose bets and then go after players and stuff like that. But
there's an element of the shooting your shot part that I kind of respect from the fan, but there's no doubt it's ridiculous.
Just start thinking about the ideal situation here is that the Browns somehow get the football gods to shine on them, and that the quarterback situation has a future with the guys they have on the roster right now.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to use that ammunition next year, and they can build around the guy they have again, whether it's Deshaun or Shedeur. But it's a problem because they're not going to be good enough for those guys to really look that good, probably, for them to really believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like it'll lean the other way. You win 4 games, you draft a quarterback, bad news for Shedeur, Deshaun goes bye-bye, and then the rebuilding starts with a top-tier quarterback.
Yeah. I personally feel like there's structure in Cleveland. There's a foundation being laid that would make me feel pretty good if I were a Browns fan. Losing Myles Garrett is never going to be some, yay, this is a good day. No, there's no way I would feel that way. But I think with last year's draft class and the early returns we saw from them, what could be this year's draft class, and knowing what Jared Verse is, with the extra 2 first-round picks, I think there's some slight momentum in a positive direction. That becomes more than slight if they find their quarterback. But I think there's a foundation there that's pretty good right now.
So you're saying that you don't believe there's a sinkhole under the foundation?
Correct.
That's all right.
Yes.
And then we have somebody else jump in our comments. Let me go pull that one up. This is from 614 Rob. He says, longtime Browns fans here. There isn't anyone on the roster that has earned the face of the team honor. Sanders has a long way to go before he earns that title. I'm actually kind of spinning it back on Denzel Ward. I think that would be the guy. I kind of dismissed him a little bit earlier in the show, but I kind of think he's your only option at this point. Unless Jared Verse, new kid on the block.
The national media is going to make Shador, though, the face of the franchise.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
He was kind of sharing that with Myles anyway.
He might be a backup now, though.
Yeah.
Browns fans can kind of tune that out.
There's Tell the Truth for today. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. They'll continue to talk about this trade, so don't move.
What a day. Blockbuster. Thanks for being with us. We'll have more tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your